Welcome back to the fucking last episode of Likes and Spooky Countdown to Halloween Ends because we are officially here. I'm sorry for all the hypeness, but child, it's been a project. A lot of fun though, a lot of fun. But yes, we're here, finally here to talk about Halloween Ends, the most anticipated Halloween movie because this is the end of the trilogy. What's his name? David Gordon Green's trilogy of Halloween movies, and it's been very divisive. This movie, even right now as we speak, is on the internet, on Twitter. People's going back and forth. People love the movie, people hate the movie, and yeah, I brought some friends with me to talk about it because some of us probably love it, some of us probably hate it, and we're just going to see where this conversation goes. But tonight, so far, I got with me Brother Ghoulish from Brother Ghoulish's Tomb and Blurty Massacre. What's up, buddy?
Oh, I'm wonderful. I just got back from Haddonfield, and I survived, so I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, you're here.
Oh, no.
Yes. Welcome to Haddonfield, honey.
Yeah. Oh, look. Okay. I went past the gift shop, but everyone was dead. So,
Damn.
yeah.
That's fucked up. You gotta find Lindsay. The next person I have is Mr. Gray himself from Gray Matter and Kill the Dead podcast. What's up, Gray?
What up?
What's good?
I only wish that Tommy Doyle lived to see this movie.
He was there in spirit, right?
Definitely.
This movie probably would have been 10 times worse if he was in this fucking movie. The portrayal we got from him in Halloween Kills. Woo! Next, I have my co-host from the People Under the Scares, Michael Anthony. Hello, buddy. And from
Justice for Corey. Justice for Corey, people.
See, look, he's already here starting his shit.
Right.
Next, somebody else popped up is Mr. Tamon Kane from Screen Kings. What's up, buddy?
You know what? How did you get through the chipper? There's a lot happening right now. Oh my god.
Hey Tamon.
Hey Tamon.
What's up?
We about to get into a laundry day. Yeah. We about to get into it.
That laundry not waiting. They like, look.
Right. With the team right now. What's up?
I got this thing paused. Should I watch it or not?
Well, still watch the movie, form your own opinion. You know what I mean? But thanks again, guys, for joining me. Whoever else wants to join, people in the comments that's watching. If y'all want to join, I'll send y'all the link. You can share your idea. Well, not your ideas, but share how you felt about the movie. And yeah, I like to hear it because again, this movie is super divisive, and I love this franchise so much. So I do care to hear y'all thoughts. But yeah, we're finally here. Halloween Ends, y'all. We were anticipating this movie. And some of our theories probably came true, some of them probably didn't. And a lot of us were disappointed, and some people were happy about this movie. But what was y'all thoughts on Halloween Ends? Like, well, I'm not gonna say y'all thoughts, but what are y'all expectations? Because me and Mike kind of talked about this, so Mike, you're gonna go last because I already know. But the expectations, like before y'all even watched the movie, how did y'all feel going into it? I guess next to me, Ryan, then Gray, and then Tamon.
I thought, like, oh, sorry. Look, I was like, I thought that they were going to give us like a huge throwdown between Michael and Laurie. I thought it was going to be like epic, and I wasn't a huge fan of Halloween Kills, but I thought that they were going to set up something extravagant for Ends. And so I thought Michael was going to be in rare form. I thought he was going to be doing really imaginative kills. And that's all I really wanted. They could have experimented maybe a little bit, but as long as I got him in rare form and a nice throwdown with Miss Laurie, I was strode. But that didn't happen.
I was strode. What about you, Greg?
Well, I remember no, it wasn't an interview. I read it somewhere that there was going to be a second Michael. And I assumed, to Ryan's point, that we would get a rare form Michael Myers, like killing Rampage, no mask, like not giving a fuck, going through Haddonfield trying to get his mask back. is what I thought was going to happen.
Mm.
Instead, we got a movie that for everyone that likes Halloween Kills or hates Halloween Kills, you have a film that you could skip Halloween Kills and it doesn't matter.
True.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, that's true. What about you, Tamon?
You know me. I get the scoops on things before they come out. That's sort of my role in the horror world. So I knew about Corey. The minimum. Mike, don't shake your head at me, please.
That's how I found out, because you found out.
Oh, sorry. Well, we'll do NDAs next time. I know. I found out about Corey early on, how lack of a role that Lindsay had early on. I knew that Michael was going to be a hermit. I knew that I didn't know who was going to die between the two of them. And I knew that Corey was new to Allison's friend group. So I was sort of getting the scoops. Normally I would have the script, but I didn't get one this year, so I was a little disappointed about that.
You didn't need it.
Yo,
what about you, Mike? True that. That's true.
I was expecting a showdown, like was said earlier, and I was expecting answers. I think I wanted answers more than anything else, because if this was going to be his last movie, I didn't know what the fuck is going on, and we didn't get that. So, but I did enjoy the movie for what we got. I just think it's not a good send off for Michael, if that makes sense.
I sort of felt like it felt more like the beginning of a reboot versus the end of one. I thought it was something where we could have a fresh start, especially with Corey, who I absolutely adored throughout the whole movie. I loved his character.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I love his character.
That was the Corey, not you, Tamon. You know that.
I understand. No love lost.
Okay, good.
No, I understand.
Oh, hold up. I've been waiting to do this, child. Look. See, we're Michael and Corey. It worked out.
It worked.
That's what they were doing in the store. They were just.
I love this mentorship that Michael had with Corey. I thought this internship that Corey had with Michael was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So yeah, I enjoyed it though.
Look at him.
Can I say something about that though? Because I love that you said you think it's going to spin into something, because I got that vibe too. It feels like they were definitely insinuating that they're trying to maybe do a world where there are multiple killers. And we know that like Halloween has experimented in the past because, Season of the Witch did happen. So it's like they're trying to push it somewhere else. But the only reason I was upset about that is, why did you, one, market it so heavy like it was going to be Laurie versus Michael? That was one thing. And then experiment so much, because this is a really weird place to experiment.
Yeah.
Like for me.
I agree with you. I discussed this with Mike yesterday, and Tamon, even though, like, I think for me, for this to be the last film and the movie is focused more on Corey than anybody else, is kind of disappointing, because we all expected to see this battle between Laurie and Michael, which we got. But again, Michael was barely in the film. And the way they did him, and I just didn't appreciate, because they hyped up Michael in Halloween Kills. I was telling Mike this too. They made Laurie seem like she was going to be like the new Dr. Loomis, because you know how Dr. Loomis is always Michael Myers' hype man. He makes him more terrifying. Laurie kind of did the same thing in Halloween Kills at that last scene. So you're expecting to see, like you guys were saying, like a juggernaut version of Michael Myers, because he murdered half the fucking town in that last scene. And if he transcends, he gets stronger and stronger. And to see him as a hermit, reference to Halloween 5, and seeing him and Corey fighting and Corey whooping his ass, kind of like telling him you're just it's just like, you're not doing Michael like that. Why y'all doing Michael like that? Come on. So everything that was built up in Halloween Kills, y'all now like went back and made Michael Myers seem like a chump, and I didn't appreciate that, because I'm just like, that's not the Michael Myers we kind of know. And then also, it's just like they were fighting back and forth to see if they wanted to make Michael a human or a supernatural being. They kept going back and forth. 2018, they made it seem like Michael was human. Halloween Kills, he was supernatural. In this one, now he's back to being a human being. Which one is it? You know?
Now, can I jump in on that? Because
do you think, cuz
I think it's
yeah.
What's that supposed to mean, Mike?
not Chainsaw Massacre.
No, I'm excited because I want some answers. That's not what I was saying. Oh my God.
So I had that same disappointment about Michael and whether he is or is not. And then when I saw this film, you guys notice how it opens with the Halloween Season of the Witch title cards or font?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is his Season of the Witch, and it's the mask that is supernatural.
Yeah.
Not Michael. He's still a man.
Yeah.
And that's
Then
what
why
may
didn't
or
they
may
lean
not
more
love
towards that, you know? Like why didn't they lean more towards that then? Because they, again, like Mike was saying, they didn't give much answer, especially leading to Halloween Kills. So they could at least said something about the mask being his thing. They kind of did, but they threw in hints. Like with the homeless guy when he was trying to tell Corey, hey, like, I'm surprised he let you go. Go back in there and get that mask. I'm Michael Myers. So obviously that mask is doing something, but they didn't make that a thing in this movie. So it's like, is it? Or
I think they dropped the ball by killing Corey off. If Corey continued having a mask and then we saw him display the same things Michael could do, I think that would have answered a lot of questions and kind of confirmed it's the mask. Yeah. It's not Michael Myers.
Didn't they confirm that? Because he got shot in the chest twice and was fine.
I feel like I think that they did confirm it, and they've been telling us ever since the first one. He had on the clown mask when he killed his sister, and then he had the mask on for the rest of Halloween. And then in 2018, they taunted him with his mask, which sort of awakened the beast. And then he just wanted his mask, y'all. And I honestly thought the radio tower and the mask was going to have some type of connection because they made this statement that, you know, the radio tower was important, and really it was just this angry black man.
And they gypped
sticking white people on his steps. And that was it.
They gypped us. David Gordon Green kept saying that the radio tower is going to play a huge part in Halloween Ends. And like you said, it didn't do anything for this movie. It was no purpose of that tower at all. And we had our theories last year. We kept saying, oh, but the radio towers, maybe it's like signals, or maybe it has something to do with the mask and the triggering shit or whatever. And that radio tower had nothing to do with anything.
Not a thing.
You know what I think it is? I have a sneaky suspicion that it's not per se like the mask, but it is like the spirit of Halloween. And it's actually like possessing people. And it's been inside of Michael Myers for like ever. And that's why they killed Corey, to show us that, okay, it's not really about Corey. It's about this spirit. We didn't want to leave this impression that Michael Myers and Corey were the end all be all. There is like a propagation of evil that can transcend these two forms and go into other people. But this is what I got to say, y'all, because I said that like I like this movie. I need y'all to understand something. I feel that the concept for this movie is bomb. I just wish they wouldn't have done it inside of Halloween. If they would have spun this into its own, because like if they put old boy in a sewer, a different Phantom, not Michael Myers, because I'm gonna just do a layover and I'm gonna finish my point. I don't like seeing him weak like that. I don't like seeing him decrepit and broken down. Like, y'all say that it's about all these other concepts other than Michael Myers, and that might be the case. But y'all have given us so many movies where we have fallen in love with him now. So me seeing him like that was like, if this were a different Phantom where he's pulling people in, because if this was my Michael Myers, he would have killed Corey. He wouldn't have been down there doing all that shit with him anyway. But if you're going to have a different Phantom pulling people down, propagating evil, especially the people who have been discarded by society, because that's what Corey kind of like has in common with Michael Myers. He's been discarded by society. Girl, I would turn up for that. Maybe even as a TV series, just not Halloween.
I said that, Ryan. I was just like, if this would have been better if it was a different movie or maybe a TV series, because I think that's why they went with the title credits to copy Season of the Witch, because Season of the Witch has this same type of I guess discussion that we're having. Like when Season of the Witch came out, because there was no Michael Myers in it, a lot of people said, it's a good movie. It just shouldn't be called a Halloween movie. It should have been something else. And that's the same exact thing for this movie. I feel like it shouldn't be a Halloween movie. And if it is a Halloween movie, maybe it is a TV series, or maybe somehow this should have been, maybe me and Mike kind of discussed this too, but maybe somehow push to the front of the trilogy instead of the end. It just didn't make sense for this to be the end. And like you also said, with the whole Michael being the way he was, again, that's not our Michael. It just didn't feel right.
Do you think David Gordon Green is just going for his own meta? I'm just being devil's advocate. I do have feelings about this film. This is going to sound very pro, but do not take it that way. Is that it's turning us fans into Haddonfield, right? Like, he's dismantling the lore of Michael Myers, the giant, and it's just making it this pitiful person who we don't care about anymore. And that's what the people of Haddonfield need to do to move on for evil to stop. So it's like, you know, on the back end, real life, he only has the rights for 3 films. So he can't do anything else. So why not ruin it? To us, not.
But why do that? Like, why would you want to fuck it up? Like, it just, I don't know.
Because there's nothing that can follow this under this guy's, right? Michael cannot come back. Jamie Lee Curtis signed a contract. She can never play Laurie again. So if you follow his timeline, like, you can't do much other than have a new shape.
Yes.
So that's the only door he left open.
They kind of alluded to that at the end with the thing she says at the end of the book too. The whole evil never dies; it just changes shape.
Yeah. Yes, I actually live for that line. It is.
Yeah.
I was telling Mike she was getting her Carrie Bradshaw on this whole entire movie.
Yes. I said the same thing to Emilio, and I was like, "Y'all know I'm doing rewrites on my book right now," so I actually got triggered. I was like, "Girl, please! I smell like shit and look even worse." And I don't face the window because I don't want the people on the sidewalk to see what's going on. Look. I was triggered, but yes, it was definitely very Carrie Bradshaw, and it was also Sidney Prescott. But would y'all if you could choose between reading Out of Darkness or Laurie's book, which one y'all gonna read? Or Gail Weathers? Because I know Tamar's gonna say, "Hold up."
You already know, right? I already know.
There's only one book. There's only one book to read off that list that you just, and that's all 7 of Gail Weathers' books.
Yes.
So for sure, we would definitely read.
You better not, Tamar. I will come down there right now to ATL. I will get in my car.
You bring that book out. I can't.
Look, the spirit of Halloween stopping your ass. That's why your camera turned off.
I'd read Laurie's book. I would read Laurie's. I think hers would be the most interesting.
Yeah.
And I like how her monologues gave me the sense that we all have the potential to be dark.
Is it really what's inside of it?
I can't.
It's a journal.
Okay.
That sounds about right. She can't get her own stuff together. So
wow. Everybody can't serve pizza for eternity. Like
we're not gonna keep doing Alice like this. We're not.
Well, I just want to make sure that we're clear. Okay.
Oh, we are clear.
And Alice is
that's
just
all she got. We don't need to
and
do this. We don't need to do this. We already did this.
First of all, Allison working there was a metaphor. They was calling her Little Caesars because she was hot and ready, baby, like Hardy said. So y'all got to read between the lines.
And that's why she got Jacob, and we know how that looks like. So.
But your man is dead, so that's fine. So enjoy your lonely nights at home, Gail. Enjoy.
Well, how about this? This is not neither about Gail or Alice. It's about Laurie. It's about Laurie.
You about to let me catch a case. And you're not following me, so I advise you to stop.
Can I just say though, I'm happy they did put Laurie in this movie more, and like she was actually doing the damn thing. Like she was, and that fight between these two, baby.
But Mark, don't be sitting here talking about your ass supposed to be up in here.
Of course. Don't put his phone up before he gets it taken away.
I was already scared of sewers because of Pennywise. Now I got to worry about Michael Myers too.
I know.
Child, right? It's too much.
I actually love the idea of him training up the next generation of killers. When he choked up Corey and he was sort of like looking intensely at him, I thought they was transferring some type of evil. Another missed opportunity to sort of lean into the supernatural end.
Yeah,
I
there was
really
a
think
cut
Bobby
scene where
was-
he spit in his mouth.
Oh,
Wait,
I was about to say,
That's
wait, where's
everything.
this scene for research purposes? Of course.
yeah, right.
Because baby, evil don't have to die tonight. It depends on how you ask. It depends on how you ask for that evil.
It's on Michael Myers' OnlyFans page.
I would go on
I
there
pay for
because
that.
Michael
I'll
Myers
watch
big
that.
as shit.
Listen,
Child.
he just needs a shower. That's all.
No, I'm okay. I'll take the 4 years of funk.
No.
Ryan!
Child,
Right.
lay it on me.
Not even just funk,
Yo,
but like
lay-
blood, gore, like all that.
Oh.
That's, ew,
There's going to
that's
be
how that man
residue and
smells.
crevices and
Yes.
everything from. Yeah, no.
No,
And then
I'm
he
good.
do be knocking out them rats like Capri Suns. I don't know. Yeah, you might be right. It might be a little bit
He
too much.
do. You would have thought he was on Vampire Interview with a Vampire, like he was Louis, the way he was wearing the rats out.
That deep cut just hurt me, and I don't know how I'm going to recover. So
All right. So another thing, in this movie. So, and I was explaining this to Mike too. I was just like, so Michael Myers is obviously weak. It's been 4 years. First of all, why the 4-year time jump? Like that's just an odd number. Like why he's been gone all this time. I guess Corey was that one person that he finally was able to,
Connect with.
So whatever, it took 4 years. But for him to be the way he is, and he has to kill in order for him to become stronger. Because obviously when Corey brought that police dude down there, and as he was killing him, you can see Michael was getting,
stronger.
stronger. But
Did you all
the
catch
old
that he
man-
was a Mulaney?
yeah, he was. He's a Mulaney
Like,
from
that's the
Halloween
payoff?
Kills. Yes, I forgot about that. The Mulaney from
Oh, I didn't notice
Halloween
that.
Kills, the little kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
oh.
go ahead.
But the old man also says something about that he's been dragging people down here. So obviously Michael still has been killing. So why is he still that weak if he's been killing people still?
I think that's another missed opportunity too. The idea of feed me bodies and blood so I can get my strength back makes sense for a supernatural angle. The idea that people have been going into the tunnels, but none of them was good enough, except for Corey, because he had that same inner rage.
So we're going to get a
And,
Hellraiser situation, like Julia.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So if they would have leaned into that, all those concepts, this movie would have connected and made more sense, especially after the prerequisite of kills, painting him in this picture, because as he kills, he gets stronger. But didn't he? Because in this one, he did not. Because after the redhead got slung up on the wall, he should have definitely been ready to go tango with Laurie. And Laurie took him out like he was Corey. Even though he slung her ass all the way around this building.
I told Bobby it's my favorite American Horror Story season. I think there's a supreme situation going on. Corey was getting stronger, and Michael was losing all his strength and all his grit and everything. I don't really understand it, but that's the sense I got. When I thought they were going to make Corey the next Shape before they killed him. But yeah.
So how would we like that? So what if Michael Myers die and Corey alludes to that Corey's going to be the new Shape? So this is now setting up a new boogeyman. You know what I mean? How you think the world would receive that? Because we're so used to Michael Myers. We had him for 40 years, 40 plus years, actually. So do you think people would be more upset that this Corey character is now going to be the new Shape?
I don't think so. I think that would be an interesting twist. I don't know if it can go as long as Halloween did, but the idea of Corey taking on the mantle. And, Michael is still, how old was he? 9, 11?
I can't remember.
Yeah, he's around like 9, 10.
He's not a teenager yet, right? So like he still mentally have those things. Corey's developed. He's smarter. He's current. So he can probably do things differently because he wasn't like Michael Myers. He was ready to come in that house and kill you. He was chopping up in that scarecrow mask, the little redhead's boyfriend, and didn't care that she was around the corner. Michael would have got him killed, then would go kill her, and then placed them in nice positions around the house after that. But Corey is different, so I think he will be a different killer. I think that will be fresh to give a Halloween, the idea of a murderer on Halloween, a different identity.
But do you think that's good for the Halloween title, or should it be like a Halloween spinoff, like a series or something? Because Michael Myers is Halloween, so technically making Corey this new Shape is kind of taken away from that. Yes, it's fresh, but people, let's be real. People watch the Halloween movies to see Michael Myers.
Yeah.
They don't care about anybody else. A lot of people also love the movie because it does give us something different. And I'm one of those people that do like the movie because it does give us something a little different, but it's just not right for this.
Right.
I don't like it.
Didn't Jason have a copycat?
Yeah. And that didn't do well, and they bought the
and everybody hated
Jason
it, right?
But the thing is, at least with that Jason, like we didn't know it was the fake Jason until literally
the last minute.
Yeah.
You kind of knew.
I mean, yeah, but it was still kind of a Friday the 13th movie. Like, I mean, the kills and all of it, it's just whatever.
This movie is missing a Loomis. We needed somebody to explain to us what was going on. And I think if we got more explanations, then people would accept Corey as the shape. Because even though we know Michael Myers, I think it's more so about the shape and not Michael Myers himself. So I think that can be transferred to somebody else, and then it just continues on. Because if it's just Michael Myers and he's dead, then that's just it. And then I need to know, if it's Michael Myers, what is it about a 6-year-old boy that's the person that's chosen or that is like that for some reason?
The Thorn.
No.
Yeah, we can bring that back.
No.
It felt like for a second, I had a fear that that's what they was starting to happen. When I saw Corey starting to come into his own, I was like, if I see a damn Thorn, I don't know what I'm going to do.
You know what I was going to, Ryan, the part where the redhead got dragged and she got pinned up on the wall and Corey was at the door and he took his bandage off. I thought they were going to do something cool, like show the thorn as a cut on his hand. Not just to say that it was like the thorn, but just as
like an Easter egg.
The Easter egg, just because it just so happened to be a shape. I thought that would have been cool because they focused too much on him taking the bandage off in his hand. I'm just like, all right, what they about to do? And it was nothing.
If they established rules, would it be if you kill a child, it promotes you to transcend?
If you kill a child,
Michael killed his sister. He killed the kid he was babysitting.
Mm-hmm. And that's the vision he had when Michael grabbed him. He literally just saw him kill the kid.
Yeah,
it was an accident, just for the record, guys. So.
It was an accident.
Bobblehead I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my gosh! When he hit the ground, that's when I yelled in the theater.
I actually like that scene, to be honest. I think the cold open was brilliant because it shocked me. I thought that Michael Myers would be stalking in the shadows or something, and he actually was going to come out. So for that to happen, I was stuck.
Yeah.
It
wasn't my favorite, but I will put it over the opening in 2018. But I think, as far as the three movies, I think Halloween Kills has the best opening, then ends, and then 2018.
I agree. That's my order. Yeah.
So randomly said, did you see the cameo of the first Michael Myers? Yes. Nick Castle. Yeah, he popped up talking about see anything you like. Yes, I got my life. I said, yes. Come on, Linda.
Look at
that little Easter egg. Yes.
I have not a question. I think Laundry Day said Corey couldn't be the shape because he got out of emotion and revenge, which maybe that's why Michael ended up killing him in the end, because it wasn't just some random shit he was just doing.
Michael killed him because he took his mask and beat him.
Yeah, he said, first of all, he whooped his ass in the thing. So if I was Michael, I'm killing your ass. And you're gonna call me a old man wearing a Halloween mask? Yeah.
I thought it's because he hadn't fully transcended yet. Like, he would go silent and stuff like Michael Myers when he was killing, and then he would flip back to him. Like, he was still being seduced, is the way I took it. And that's why he could still talk.
Okay.
And
again, I'm saying a lot of positives. It's not my overall feeling.
The one thing I think, though, is also that some manifestation of the shape has to be the one to do it in some capacity. You know what I mean? Like, Michael had to be the one to kill Corey, or Lori, because it's in her too, which they kind of insinuated, or Allison, which I want to say something. I think that if this movie were like this, right? And I said this earlier on my live, because this is what I feel. I really believe if they would have took Corey out, right? And so that means that weird romantic Nicholas Sparks feeling that we got would be sucked out with it. You can keep a similar storyline, but Allison is the one who is actually starting to show symptoms of being a part of that evil propagation. And that means that Laurie actually has a really tough decision to make, because I can't remember what the slogan is, but the night he came home or something, it literally is a different spin on that, because evil comes home twice for her in that instance, where now Allison is actually a manifestation of the evil, and she's caught to be killing. So when you're expecting for the first half of the movie her to run into Michael Myers where she's following the murders to go, and it's Allison, girl, what are you going to do? Because now you got to get you have to. Well, it ain't going to work if she's a manifestation of it. She's part of that evil, and I feel like they foreshadowed that there's something to Old Girl in 2018. I always felt like Allison had something in her that was part of that evil anyway.
No, it was just her acting. It's okay.
She's better than some new leads of franchises that we don't have to talk about.
Hold up, who?
He's coming. No, I'm gonna say it. He's coming for Sam from Scream 5.
Oh
no,
don't do that.
Sam
was amazing. Just so you know.
No, she was not.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. You know what? We see each other tonight because
I actually think Sam is better than Allison. Allison is garbage, and the way she was talking to Laurie in this movie, I was ready for her to be offed at some point, because it wasn't making sense to me why you're acting like you don't know Michael Myers is alive and on the loose. Like, you're really.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page, though, Michael. You're saying you wanted her to get off by Laurie, or just in general?
Oh no, in general.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
In general. So, like, I was telling Bobby yesterday, at a point in the movie, I thought it was going to be Michael versus Laurie, and I thought it was going to be Allison versus Corey when he had the mask on.
Me too. Me too. Which I would have preferred.
That would have been dope, actually, and it would be like the scenes cutting back and forth with them fighting.
We talked.
That would have been dope.
Yeah. Allison and Corey's entanglement, I thought was really interesting, and it was interesting and a highlight. It really made me like her a lot more. She had little things that really made me, because in the 2018 we really didn't know who she was. I told Bobby, like, in the original movie we knew Annie and Linda were hot shit on campus. They were cheerleaders. My father's the sheriff. You can't tell me anything to do. I run the school and I run you. And that's how Annie Brackett, I'm pretty sure she was, versus Allison. We don't know where she stood in this whole hierarchy in school, which determines part of your character development, right? And so in this one, I thought it was really nice to see her flirty. I like that she was trying to get her man. She had the scene where she was trying to learn how to ride the motorcycle. she suited up and paused and threw that hair back. I was like, "Yes, Allison,
that part
that's
was
how you
cute.
get your man." Yeah,
but
I was really proud of her.
I think that I'm a fan of her in this movie, just generally speaking, and so it would have been nice to see her integral to it. Like, I like what y'all said, where if she had been maybe trying to stop Corey while her mom was focusing on Michael, that would have been okay. It was probably something that I was complaining about earlier in this. Like, it's because y'all introduced so many new concepts. That's the issue with this movie. Y'all introduced so much at the last minute that they didn't have a lot of room to run in. So I guarantee you, if they had did that, more people would like this movie. If they had more space to run in. And that's why I say, if they had introduced some of these concepts, maybe at the end of, believe it or not, 2018, like they started to like sow some of those seeds there and then touch on it a little bit more and Kills, and then gave us this, and then that maybe we don't see like the whole piece of that storyline, then maybe people could have stomached it better, because then they would have known, okay, they're foreshadowing at this point that there's going to be another shape, and like this shape is going to fuck stuff up. But they didn't do that. It's just like, here's this new Michael Myers, even though the poster has been showing us Michael and Laurie, and y'all are expecting a throwdown. Here's this new character, and let's focus on him for 45 minutes of this thing. And let's make him fall in love with Allison, when that's not tonally what we've gotten from this franchise.
I said that should have been, and I think Tamon, you said this too, and then even like Mike said that a lot of this should have been done, like to your point too, Ryan, should have been done in the beginning of 2018 and building up to where we got right now. And even to Michael's point before, where if we would have seen Corey in 2018 and maybe see him being picked on and stuff like that, it kind of would have gave this movie a little bit more, it would have made people like it a little bit more because we knew Corey. It would have made sense because we knew Corey. We seen him in the first film, so we would have understood more. But we are introduced to a whole brand new character, so now we have to build all of this whole world around him, and it took away from Michael and a little bit of Laurie. And yes, we've seen more of Allison. I like that we got to see more of her, but the parts we got to see of her, I didn't particularly like, because I understand she bonded with Corey because of, you know, them both dealing with trauma at the same time, and trauma. And I get it, it's trauma bonding, and she connected with Corey, but how they still handle her character, I just wasn't here for, man. I didn't care for it, and I just wish a lot of this was maybe in the beginning of 2018, so we got to see their relationship, and then ends we got, you know, a good conclusion between everybody versus just rushing everything with Corey, and then we got Lori, and then we get what 15 minutes of them, you know, of that last scene with Michael and Lori, and then the very end, and then it goes off when everybody came to this movie to see Michael and Lori face off. So I don't know.
We got that.
It makes sense, because there was like so many people not introduced but noted in Halloween Kills, and then we bring in all these other people from Haddonfield, and it's like now you have to get to know them, versus like if Corey's accident happened in 2018 in Kills, and like parents are rushing home because they think Michael Myers happened, they open the door, that adds to the cold open, or it wouldn't be a cold open anymore. That us getting to see it play out would have been better, of like, oh, we heard about this in the last film, now we get to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, so random news. But I agree, Gray. I do, especially because like if there's a fork, a fork. What am I talking? I'm hungry. A folkloric element to the way they did this anyway. So you're right. If they had made it seem like maybe something had went down at that house with this kid, and we all believed up until this point that it was Corey, that cold open would feel different because we're seeing what actually went down. That's interesting. I mean, it's not irredeemable. There's things about the movie I think that are cool or like all right. I think it's that execution. They slipped and slided, and they were just throwing everything in the kitchen sink, and it was a lot.
Yeah,
I think they should have taken more time. You don't need to rush it out in a year. Like take some time to really draft everything out. And the Corey situation for me, I just don't understand the purpose of having him being throughout this entire movie and then killing the character in the end. If we're not going to get Michael, and then you introduce us to Corey throughout half of the movie and then kill him, it just doesn't, there's no payoff to that.
Yeah.
So you need to give, Bobby don't like this idea, but I was saying Corey should have his body should have disappeared with the mask at the end of the movie, and then just leave it vague, and then you just don't know what's going to happen next, if anything.
But the reason why I don't like it, because this is supposed to be the end. So now you're alluding to it. Yeah, but if they do that, they're alluding to another sequel. And the whole point of this movie is for it not to be another sequel. Corey's dead, Michael's dead, Laurie's at peace. That's it. So if they do that, all right, we're probably going to get another movie because Corey is gone with the mask.
It's the perfect setup, though. He has a reason to hate these people in this town. So he has a reason to actually attack most of the people there. Versus Michael Myers, he don't know these people. He just randomly going around chopping people up left and right, which makes him more scary. But I think it's interesting to have someone who was terrorized by residents of the town be the one to turn around and then be killing them.
Like Freddy.
The procession that they have, they don't destroy the mask. So anyone could have picked it up.
That's true.
That's true.
Lori
has it on her table. Lori had
Allison is probably pregnant. So there's always that.
Yes.
You know what? Why did Michael Myers kill Judith? Has that ever been like really talked about? Why did he do it?
No.
In Rob Zombies, it was. He was sick of that shit.
You said he was sick of the actress's acting? Is that what
he was? He was sick of the entire family situation.
Yeah.
Because the only reason I asked is,
or was she supposed to take him trick or treating and she didn't? She had slept with her boyfriend.
That was Rob Zombies, yeah.
Rob Zombies, yeah.
Yeah, the original Halloween, they didn't allude. It opens with Mark. It opens with Michael's just obviously just killing Judith for no reason. He lets the boyfriend go and just kills Judith. He stabs her in the titty, and then that's it. And then he walks out, and then he has that blank face, and it goes on to 15 years later or something. So, I mean, we don't have no reason why, and I think that what Deborah Hill and John Carpenter wanted. They intended for it to just be this mysteriousness, this pure evil. Is no reason. That's what it is. But when you have these sequels that just keep coming, they have to make a reason. And sometimes it turns into the fucking shitty ones that we got, which are fun, and I love the movies. But
we know what's good.
But we know what's up. Like that curse, that thorn. Listen, I'm okay with the thorn. I said that in our review. I'm okay with the thorn if it was done better. I'm not here for the ruins. I'm not here for the incest. I'm not here for any of that shit. It's disgusting. You're not going to stop Michael Myers with rocks. That's just stupid.
and old boy shouldn't have been able to beat his ass, but that's a different thing. The reason I asked is, like, to Michael's point, I was wondering, did Haddonfield turn their back on Michael Myers in a way that we're not thinking about because he was a kid when it happened? It just makes me wonder, especially since the middle movies are sucked out in this new timeline. So what that would mean is Michael as a child killed his sister, which is, I mean, no one's debating that's some wrong shit, but he was a child. So it makes me wonder if that is a piece of it. I don't know. Because I'm just thinking about this. Does he feel like when he is coming back in 2018, getting revenge on the town, that he's pissed because they have turned his back on him? They turned him into this monster, when in reality, like, he was a child that did something fucked up, but he was a child.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or is Michael always trying to escape?
You said, is he always trying to escape?
Yeah, like, now that I think about it, like, the first film, he's like, he got out and he's going home. And then in this film, he gets out and presumably he's just going home. Like, we even have the exposition of, like, he's not after you, Laurie, it's in your head. And even in this film, the man's just come and get his mask. She happens to be in the house.
Yeah,
he already has that scene where he sees her and he's like, shit, not this bitch again.
I said like, that. It was that scene when he sees her, and
I wish she said that.
It was that scene where Allison and Corey was upstairs and you see Laurie outside and Michael's obviously by the tree. He sees her and he just walks away. And I'm just like, why didn't, if he really wanted to fuck her up, he could have right there, honestly.
He's tired. He's been killing people since he was 7 or 9. He's had enough.
The Supreme, I'm telling you.
He's getting ready to pass his thought. Well,
also, I'll be damned if I'm gonna wait outside my house because you bring some boy up in my house to go fuck him. And then I'm feeling uncomfortable outside. Yeah. That ain't gonna happen. Get him out my house. Go over to his mama's house.
I mean, in this new storyline, it's not really about Laurie though. Like, and because she's not the sister anymore, you know, in this new like arc. And then on top of that, that's weird. Like, he was trying to kill her that night, but then it's just like, I don't know. That's weird. Yeah. I need to. I actually, believe it or not, I want to go back now that Ends is out. I want to do a marathon. I want to actually find the through line that people are saying is there, because they're saying there is a through line between 2018 and this new one, and that there is a lot of stuff that they allegedly, because I can't think of it, kind of they set up for this ending. I don't see that, just like from watching it the handful of times I have, but maybe it helps to just do it in one sitting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my plan. I plan on watching like 78, 2018. Like, I want to watch them all back to back now, especially since we got this final movie, just to see how much sense. Because again, leaving Ends, I'm like 78 Michael, and then we got this Michael, and I'm just like,
yeah,
I get that he's old. Yeah, guys. Yes, he's like in his late 60s, maybe 70s, who knows? But like, that didn't stop him from whooping ass in Halloween Kills. I'm just saying.
Maybe he doesn't know how the mask works.
Yeah,
that's possible.
Maybe he can only power up on Halloween, and all those kills he was doing in the sewer, he couldn't figure out why he wasn't getting stronger.
Yeah,
but those are conversations I think would be cool to be fleshed out on screen. What you just said about how the mask works and what it is. So the thorn, even though it wasn't executed properly in the originals, I think if you took that the concept of thorn, or organization, or cult, whatever it is, I think you could elevate this franchise and give it some more longevity.
So how about this? Maybe they should have done that instead of introducing us to Corey. Maybe they should have focused on explaining what was going on with this fucking man, and instead of giving this brand new kid and, you know, making it about him, give us an explanation. Give us
It's
an
like-
explanation why Michael keeps transcending. Give us an explanation why fucking Judy Greer went up them damn steps and was staring out the fucking window and got sliced the hell up. There's still no reason. What was the
Justice for
reason?
Karen.
So
Mind control.
I got
Listen,
mind control
all we-
over Debo.
All
No.
we need is for Jamie Lloyd, Daniel Harris to walk in at the end, like American Horror Story Dollhouse, and then collect Corey, take his body, and then leave. And now we have a new. Now we have a new franchise.
I don't remember if it was Michael or Bobby that said it, but it's just the reality is they did need to have a Loomis type character because that would have helped us, I think, understand a little bit better, like some of the intention behind what they were trying to set up here. It would have helped a lot.
Yeah, because Lori's lost. She don't know what she's talking about. She hasn't seen a man for 40 years. She had a whole different perspective on what he was and what he was going to do in this timeline.
it changes.
So she don't know. So we did need a Loomis type of person.
Because in 2018, again, we go back when she was talking to the podcaster, she kept saying, he's a man. We need to understand that he's a human being. And then, bye, Tamon.
Have a good
Bye,
one.
guys.
Bye.
And in Halloween Kills, she's saying that he's this monster that keeps transcending and he can't, he won't die, blah, 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 blah. I read out the whole thing to Michael yesterday. I'm not doing it again. But it's literally like a whole the monologue that she says at the end of Halloween Kills made Michael seem like he was going to be this invincible being. And then in this one here, they go back to saying, you're just a man in a Halloween mask and you're just a man that's about to bleed out on the table. It's just like, okay, so
they needed Sartain. They shouldn't have killed him off in 2018.
He deserved it. That man got on my nerves.
Who?
I did not like Sartain.
Which one was
He was
Sartain?
crazy though.
Which one
The
was
doctor
He was
that
the new
let him
Loomis.
loose.
Oh, okay.
He was the new
Maybe-
Loomis, as Lori said.
Do y'all think that that's it? Is that once you looked into Michael's eyes, you can never be right? Like
That's very
Sartain put on the
possible.
mask too, so you could say he turned evil. There's something inside of Allison. It's definitely something inside of Lori.
Oh yeah, and Corey said it. He said you should have accepted the evil when you looked into his eyes or something like that when they were having that discussion at that house.
Yeah.
So I feel like Lori has some in her. She just, I guess the goodness is probably beating out the evil in her. But that shit definitely came out at the end of this fucking movie. When she was straddling his ass, she got on top of him. I said, I see that evil girl and let it out. Unleash that shit.
She was relishing in it. It was so ritualistic and kind of beautiful the way she was just like slicing him and letting the blood flow. Oh my god, that scene.
So good. All right, can we talk about Lori? Lori was my favorite part about this movie.
Yes.
I was explaining this to Michael. I was just saying that I'd like to see Lori happy. I'd like to see her be herself because in 2018 she was a recluse. She was just shut off. And Halloween Kills, obviously she was in the hospital and we barely seen her. And this one, she was just trying to move on, live her life, and her having a conversation with Allison and Lindsay and just being herself and even falling in love with what's his name, Hawkins, and she was in the grocery store. Like I like seeing this version of her. Even when she first met Corey, she introduced Corey to Allison. Like I like seeing this, and then to see her at the end when she plays fucking Corey, making it seem like she committed suicide, and then she shot his ass, walked down them steps, turned his head around like I had patience with you, bitch, but you keep trying me, so we're gonna get you the fuck out of here.
It was everything.
It was fucking everything. I literally got goosebumps. I was in the theater like, bro. Like just trying to contain my excitement because this is the Lori I wanted and this is the Lori I love. And then it got fucked up when Allison came in and why, what's wrong with you, and then leave out and shit. But how did you feel about Lori in this movie, y'all? Mark, since you just came in, you haven't said a word.
Y'all was mid conversation. I mean, I wasn't gonna jump in there like, yeah, this is my thoughts and stuff. I was gonna let y'all play out,
But how do you feel about Lori?
I concur. I mean, I was pissed off at Allison for one because you can't pick up out of 4 years of all this shit you've been through. You stay with your grandma and you can't pick up on this motherfucker being like kind of like off. And granted, she was you know, in her own little bag though. But yeah, I agree. I wanted Lori to just be free. I feel like she earned it. You know what I'm saying? She lost her daughter, true enough. But I think when Hawkins pretty much put it in her head, he ain't after you. Let this shit go. He is just an evil motherfucker that you cross paths with, and you know the town has did all this stuff and blah blah blah. But this thing with you and him, let it go. You know what I'm saying? You're not his target. You know, and I feel like with him telling her that, and then this movie right here, it kind of gave, even though she lost Karen, it gave her a freeing thing. Like, I ain't got to worry about him coming back no more. Yes, I was a survivor of his initial attack and whatnot, but yeah, I just want to live my life. And I think that's why she kind of like dropped her guard. Somewhat of, I'm not doing air quotes. She didn't really drop her guard though, but yeah, I loved Lori in this.
Yeah, she was great. What about you, Rye?
That was my girl. That's all I wanted. Like, she was funny. She was witty. She got to explore love and have those things manifest. She was so much in love. She was letting her daughter get slayed. She was setting her up for the slay.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, I don't know. I feel what y'all are feeling. I really do. I'm happy they let her have this because I thought they were going to kill her. I thought what would happen is, honestly, Michael and Laurie would both die. I thought that's where we were going with this. So it was nice for them to surprise us in a pleasant way.
Yeah. What about you, Gray?
I loved it. I think that you get to see Laurie did some healing. She's baking pies, decorating the house for Halloween. Like, she's participating in society. She's not like the fact that the house wasn't rigged or booby trapped at the end. It was like she really moved on from like he's coming someday.
That's hilarious. This is true.
So, I really like that for her. If this is truly the last time we see her.
Yeah.
I wish you'd have let Hawkins smash though.
Look, I was sitting the last scene when he came back to her and said, what was this? He left this stuff on her porch. She had a look on her face like, look, you need to come up in here and dust off this pussy and get into it or something like that. Like you did. She looked like she was ready to be like, he was going to she was about to take the ride of his life on that man. He probably had a heart attack that damn night because she was like, yo, come upstairs.
I was going to say, it's slow, like what's his name in X? I don't know if it was going to be giving all that, but
I don't know. You'd be surprised. Those 60-year-old folks can still get it together. You know what I'm saying? They can get them. Yeah,
he looked much older in this movie.
He
looked a lot older compared to 2018, and I mean, Kills, he was in the hospital the whole time, but he definitely looked a lot older in this one.
I wonder if
no,
go ahead, Brian.
Mine is foolishness. No, not mine is foolishness. Go ahead and say what you got.
I'm just gonna say it might have been the injury and all the stress probably just aged him, and they probably put a lot of makeup on him or something like that. But please give me your foolishness, Brian. I'm missing.
You remember, old dude? What was the name of that American Horror Story episode with the girl from Death Becomes Her and all that? So remember, old boy who? Yeah, there we go. Remember old boy who was mowing the lawn in the dress pants? And so I was like, his stroke is weak. I'm not getting those vibes from this dude. I feel like he would have did Laurie all right.
Oh yeah.
I definitely feel like he would have. Yeah, he definitely would have showed her the spirit of Halloween for real. Like I think so.
Why are we talking about Laurie getting?
She deserves. You see the shit she doing for 40 plus years.
You cannot tell me that look in her eyes at the end of that movie. She still had a hunger inside her, and she wanted some dick. I mean, it's nothing wrong with that.
Look,
okay. I love the scene when she was in the grocery store and she was happy and having that moment. And Laundry Day actually brought it up. I screamed when the black lady was like, "What are you smiling about? I'm going to ruin your entire day." So that scene was salty as hell because Laurie was happy as shit coming out of there. She was twirling her hair. She was like, "Yes, that's my man." And then that lady ruined her whole fucking day. It was like, "Bitch, it's so funny. I want to laugh." What's the joke?
I was so mad at her. One, because it was like, why then? And then the second thing, like, why'd you have to be black? And it was like,
yes.
because I felt like, even though I liked the fact that what's her name survived that damn lightning that light bulb situation, because I thought the shooting system was gone.
Yeah.
But it was just like, yo, and they were like, you, but not just that black lady, but everybody. I think even the DJ said it, like, y'all provoked him. You provoked him. I'm like, how?
The thing
I
is,
agree.
when stuff like this happen, it's even like with rumors, shit just keeps changing. It's like word of mouth. When you keep saying stuff and rumors start, every time it gets to the next person, the story changes. So now you have, oh, you provoked them, or you teased him because he had a mental illness. It kept changing, and I'm like, what? Lori never teased Michael Myers. She didn't even know this fucking person. What are y'all talking about?
And I think that's the thing with the second movie. It just showed how evil society can be, and it just showed how they all became monsters. If you sit there and think about it, them bullies
Yeah,
at the convenience store, I was like,
horrible.
that was not even on the level of Lonnie Elam type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
They was really trying to kill this motherfucker. It's like,
Yeah.
when they got go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was thinking when I saw that how like this is a trend in Haddonfield.
Right.
Is the band geeks like murder. If you guys saw Halloween 4, they do a similar thing to Loomis. I mean,
Oh,
they don't
yeah.
kill him, but the band still fucks with them. And I was like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you assholes?
Exactly. I didn't have no
Haddonfield's a
sympathy for
mess.
any of them. Exactly. I was like, damn, I thought Brownsville was bad, but go ahead.
Why did they let the one
Welcome to
diverse person
Haddonfield.
on the
It's a
band?
killer community.
Look.
There you go. It is. But I think that's the thing. Michael is kind of exuding this evilness throughout the fucking town. You know, so everybody is pretty much reacting based off of what was going, like what he done to the fucking town, if you think about it. Because if Michael never done this, obviously Corey wouldn't be in a situation. His probably still would have been assholes because they're kids, but
Yeah.
not to that extent. Because even in the beginning of this movie, Laurie kept saying that things are happening in Haddonfield that normally didn't happen. Like people, you know, you see the dead bodies of the two people in the car, and the one person had hung themselves apparently. So it's Haddonfield is starting to get worse and worse based off of what's happened with Michael Myers.
You know what?
Did they ever say Corey was different?
In terms of what? Like,
Well, before someone was saying how he was the 21-year-old fully developed adult. But now look at it, like he had a chocolate milk fetish, and like he let high school kids bully him, and he should be almost 25 or something by then.
oh, you're saying like developmentally, like, is there something different about him? I mean, possibly. It's possible. Like, you know what I got from him though, to be honest? He's just a nice guy. And that's what made him like kind of prey. Yeah, he's just a sweet person.
I also took it from
home abuse.
You said what?
We haven't talked about that kiss yet.
Well, his mama,
Oh,
first of all,
yeah.
his mama was fucking on the next level, cuckoo bananas. I don't know what the hell.
My thing with Corey, and this goes back to a mantra that's within all of American Horror Story, but not just American Horror Story, but just in general. We create monsters. We tend to forget this shit. We sometimes create the monsters that come after us, and the fact that, you know, the kid, I'm gonna be dead as honest with you, Mike. This is another entry into fucking kids.
Thank you.
I was just so when the little brat, because I actually because you know there was rumors going around that the kid was gonna die at the beginning or something like that, and that I was thinking that he was gonna, like, you know,
innocent kid, kind of like,
you
know.
But he was asking for all of that. First of all, you lock this man in a damn attic, and then your folks come home. I was like, it's gonna be right at the moment where he gonna sit there, kick that door open, or something's gonna happen. He's gonna just accidentally stab the boy. All I know is gonna be an accident. But they took it from, oh, you killed my precious little boy. Girl, you knew your child was evil as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Don't. Because I'm like, the dad was sitting there like, yo, I know it's an accident.
Yeah.
And everybody around us is profiting, and they are using my loss as a means to act the way that they are acting. And it's just like there's no excuse for it. So
welcome to the dark side, Mark. I'm glad
he asked for this shit, because I was like, as soon as that damn door kicked open and I heard it bloop bloop, I was like, just wait for the body to drop. And when that body dropped, the director, the writers, they didn't show no remorse. They're like, yo, kill his ass. Like, I want to see blood. I want to see his gashes. It was just like, yeah, because he deserved this shit. I'm sorry. I don't like usually saying this shit though, but
I was telling Bobby.
Go ahead.
I think it's just odd to me that Corey would be the one in this movie, because it's strange to me an accident would qualify you to be on the level of Michael Myers when you have people going around this town intentionally doing crimes and probably killing people as well, but they're not drawn to Michael, and Michael's not drawn to them. So I didn't really understand why Corey himself.
I think the dad said it best. I had to sit there and think about, did we do this, or was it like a
evil always inside of him?
Yeah, it was just inside of him.
I said the town did it because they never alluded to Corey being evil. Like when we first seen him, he appeared to be the sweet kid. Well, a guy, I should say, because he's 21, and he was angry because he was locked in that room, like all of us would be. But he didn't show any signs of him being evil. And I think the town turned him into that way. You know, he's been bullied, he's been fucked with, and at this point, he just said "fuck it all." And then when he met up with Michael, it's just something that unlocked in him.
Yeah.
And there
Do
you go.
think it was transferred to him from the kid? Like the kid is running around with the mask on when he's not going trick or treating. Maybe he was going to kill Corey before the parents came home and he met his demise. And there's that weird thread of like he's wet in the bed. Like, what did that matter?
Yeah, that didn't mean anything.
In other film and lore, wetting the bed is a sign of possession.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think here because it feels like what I'm liking about this moment. I definitely have to go back and watch Ends because it feels like there is something elusive here. Like either something happened to Michael Myers that we all don't know about, which I'm starting to think that might be the case. There's something there. Because something about Corey screams innocence. Something about him is like he's innocent. Like he's actually not like a bad person. He's also kind of corny in his innocence, but it's there. It's there nonetheless. And Michael Myers was a child. So there's something there with the innocence and then how it got choked. I don't know what it is. Because like Michael's point made me think of it because he's right. You have so many people who are committing crimes and are already on that path, but they're not innocent. I'll use air quotes because that's subjective, but like that's a piece of it. It feels.
I guess because evil lies corrupting innocence, and the fact that you know when he saw him in the tunnel in the sewer, whatever, and he's probably gonna choke his ass out. But then he sat there saying, it would be more tragic if, because you know Michael likes to play with people. Yeah, it's more tragic for me to turn you into a killer than it is for me to just sit there and snap your neck. You know what I'm saying? Like you have the potential, the fire is already there. I can just sit there and make you, because you know, them folks left his ass for dead.
Yeah.
So I believe at the moment when Batman Returns, you know when Catwoman, you know when Selena Kyle fell off there when she got pushed out that damn window and died.
My girl.
She resurrected as something different. She wasn't Selena Kyle of yours. She was, you know, this new thing. And I feel like that's the same thing that happened with Corey is that once they pushed his ass over the damn bridge, it was like it's a wrap. The Corey we knew, the good Corey, the one who actually was like fighting everything, he died when he fell off that bridge.
Yeah. I feel like again that goes to even Michael. Like I said this before too. Like even though Michael was evil according to Dr. Loomis, but in Halloween 1, when he gets shot off the balcony, I always said that his humanity was always gone. And then Halloween 2, when he became purely and simply evil at that moment. That's why I said in Halloween 2, Michael was a little bit stronger and killing people more aggressively, walking through fucking glass doors without hesitation. We didn't get that version of Michael Myers in the first one, but when he was shot out off the balcony, that's his innocence was completely gone at that moment. The humanity died inside of him, and he was just purely evil at that moment right there.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. Because then that would mean that there was a bed of innocence at the beginning of this, and then it just got complicated.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think that's the
Then it's have to
tragedy
go
of the
there.
story. Yeah. I think that's the tragedy of the entire thing is the fact that, you know, like I said, we create our monsters, and we tend to act like, you know, we're innocent and everything when it's all said and done, but it's like you created this madness, you created this horror, and it's just manifesting even more. And I think that's probably why they did Halloween Kills, to sit there and show that everybody in Haddonfield is capable of evil.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That I bet you they went into that because they killed everybody who went into the damn cave and into that sewer pipe. I bet you they'll find all types of bodies in there of the, because you know they had the missing people signs and stuff up. I bet you all the asses up under there somewhere.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. It's just like if Michael, when he kills people and he gets stronger, like obviously he's been killing these people. Why hasn't he got stronger and gathered the strength to get his ass back out there and start fucking people up if he's been killing people all this time?
I think because it was like by him being gone for 4 years. It's one thing when he did the first 4 or 5 kills in the original movie, then he got locked up and he was, you know, away from all of it, but then he got back out again, and he know that, you know, they're looking for my ass and I don't have the strength, and you know, I'm just gonna just sit here and just lay low.
That nigga had the strength in Halloween Kills after he fucked all those people up. He evolved. You know how Pokemon evolve like each time? That's Michael Myers. He killed 20-something people in Halloween Kills. He's unstoppable at this moment. There should be no excuse, yo. There should be no excuse.
You got a point.
Like I get the whole 4 years, but again, it's like I don't know. I think that was poorly written for Michael Myers in this movie, for him to be tucked away for 4 years and be this hermit character, and you know, just have him being thrown around. And he was like this disposable character until the end of the movie.
To your point yesterday when we were talking about this, it would have made more sense if 2018, like in the beginning of Kills, if Michael were in a sewer or some shit. And that was his little hiatus. And then what we got in Kills would have been more of in this movie. That it's like they needed to rearrange the order of a lot of shit they did for it to make sense.
Yeah, we even said it with Laurie. We said we should, instead of being introduced to Laurie being like this person ready for a battle and just being, you know, locked up, we should have got this version of Laurie in 2018 and then see her slowly become the Laurie that we got in 2018. You know what I mean? It should have been flipped. I would like to see Laurie spiral out of control again and gave her a reason, because her being tucked away for 40 years and being the way that she is in 2018, I'm just like, okay. And just seeing this version, I say, you know what? It would have been more effective if it was just been switched. That's just my personal opinion.
So if you went 78, you remove the timestamps and things. 78 ends 18 and then kills.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
I think wipe out Judy Greer and
Where would you said you put 18 where, like before Kills, so you would do ends.
Yeah. Okay, it would be ends, and Kills would be last. Judy Greer can be still involved. I was saying this to Mike, so we had a long discussion. She can still be, you know, estranged from her mother. You know, like, yes, Laurie can still be this way, but that doesn't erase the fact that how she was treated when she was young. She could still have this situation happen to her when she was younger, and Judy Greer could have still reacted the same way how she did in 2018. Oh, go ahead, Mark.
No, I won't try to interrupt you. I was reading the comment. I completely forgot they demolished Michael's house, and that probably was like,
Mike reminded me because I didn't know, and then he said it was like, you said it was on like a
newspaper, right?
Yeah.
The house was like a nexus, which could be another reason why he kept returning from the house. It makes sense.
Because think about it, that's where he did his first killing.
Yeah.
So he didn't have nowhere to go. But look at Corey, when his first kill was in that house, and he went back to the house to lay down and rest.
Yeah,
and that's why Laurie. And that's why Laurie went to go. She knew where his ass was at because she was like, "That's his first kill. Of course he'll be there."
Good.
Okay,
it makes sense. It follows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
guess
I
now
love-
that I think about it, you're right. She does have the evil because she could sense it in him when he pulled up.
She recognized it when she looked out her window and he was standing out there like
Instantly.
Michael in that first one. She seen
Yep.
that shit. When she went outside and he scared her, literally, she was shocked the whole entire time. She was holding her heart from the moment she got scared to talking to Allison. And the moment they both walked away, she was just still looking at him like, what the fuck did I just see?
Not
Yeah,
again.
that makes
Yeah.
total sense now because she
Yeah.
doesn't realize she senses evil. She just thinks she senses Michael.
Right. Right.
I've spent so much time talking shit about Corey, but can I say one thing I did like about him in this movie was
When he
after
puts his hand on the
switched-
glass.
No, when he switched his eyes. It feels like they did something. They digitally rendered the light out of his eyes, so it was just like dark, and I thought that was like really effective.
I meant to Google that because I was wondering if like his eyes are naturally like that, and part of the reason he got chosen because it wasn't height. It really bothered me that him and Allison were the same height.
Oh yeah,
But
Right.
you're right on his eyes.
Look, Gray had enough.
right.
Because at one point they were standing next to each other, and it was like almost a Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman situation. I was like,
Oh.
y'all ain't giving no lifts.
He's
nothing?
right. He's right.
Yeah.
He's so right. Yeah, it was kind of jarring. Like, not saying that you can't date somebody that's taller than you. I'm not saying it. It's just the fact that
Right.
honey.
If you're gonna beat Michael Myers' ass, you gotta at least be 6'2".
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
that was the other thing. They didn't have him go up against anyone kill wise in the end. He would have trouble overpowering. It was older people, women,
Teenagers.
Gays.
teenagers. So it was.
Gays.
Wait, what?
Oh, you think
Who's
the
that?
teenagers? You think the teenagers were all gay? They were couples.
Who?
Who said
I
gays?
thought the girls may have been together at a point.
Yeah, I would put it past
when
them,
Miss
dude.
when Miss Kelly Rowland went running back to go save her friend.
Can you stop
I was
saying
like,
that?
yeah, she's Kelly Rowland.
No.
Stop.
Why did we do this?
I was
Because
so
she
upset. I was
went
like, you
back.
got away. Why did you go back? Why?
Mhm.
I also
But that was
didn't
also
understand-
Vanessa in Halloween Kills. She got away and she came back with a gun and got her head blown the fuck off.
And they showed it again in this. That was something.
I live. I was like, yes. You might as well throw her in there. That was a kill.
That was a kill. That was a kill. But
Laundry day.
don't-
I don't want to see Allison ever again. She needs to keep her ass out of Haddonfield. Do not come back. Stay away from Lori.
I'm shocked you
I'm
don't like her
glad.
though, to be
I'm-
honest.
I'm glad
The first
she left,
movie,
though.
I was like, man, Halloween
Mm.
Kills. I liked her more because she was getting a little more gutter, but she was making dumb decisions, and she got my girl Karen killed. And then in this one, I
Right.
really
No,
did not like
no,
her.
I'm gonna
no, no,
Mike,
really
no.
did not like
Mark,
her in this
all right,
one.
let me say this. I was attacking Mike yesterday because
He
I'm just like,
was.
listen,
Oh my!
because it wasn't Karen. It wasn't Allison's fault. Nobody told Karen to get her ass up
Take her
off
ass
the
up the
step and
steps.
go up. First of all, you see two
That's
dead
true,
bodies
though.
up there.
Oh.
You want to sit there and look out the window and have this moment of
Bobby.
feeling like Judith. Like,
It's the
no.
butterfly effect.
Bobby,
Had
bring it back.
Allison listened.
Bobby, I'm
If
gonna bring it.
Allison-
I'm gonna bring
Go
it back a
ahead.
little bit further. Karen ass should have been there holding her daughter's hand, who just got her fucking leg snapped in half. That's what she should have been doing. Holding her daughter's hand, baby. Look, we got him. We.
But she's seeing ghosts up fucking stairs, so she decided to go up there and meet Casper.
Okay,
Mm.
but
Like-
it's
Oh,
a
God,
trail
no.
of events. If Allison would have listened and stayed at the hospital, there would be no upstairs for Karen to go into. They would be in the hospital and they'd be alive. She'd be
No.
alive. Yes,
No.
Allison. Just accept the fact that she had some blame in this. She had
Mike always
some
blaming
blame.
somebody. It's Karen's fault. Nobody told her ass to go upstairs. Stay
But
with
she
your
would
daughter.
not be there.
You would have
She
been
wouldn't be
okay.
there.
You would have been alive.
I give
You
you.
would have been alive.
I give you 1/10 of that. The only problem is that Karen
What?
made that decision herself. She made a decision herself. Allison went because Allison thought she had a crew. She had Lonnie. She had what's the boy name?
Mhm.
Cameron.
She thought she had a crew, and they were gonna sit there, get everybody to come to the house and beat Michael's ass, though. But at
So
the end of the
Karen's
day,
dumb, but Allison isn't for going
No.
out looking for Michael
Allison
Myers.
was being a fighter. She sat there and saw her dad get slaughtered. When she see her dad get
Y'all
slaughtered, her
giving her a
dad's
lie.
dead.
Y'all giving her a
And
lie.
her mom, her grandmother is sitting there, and her friends are dead. Some of her friends are dead. Allison's in a pissed off mood.
Yeah.
So she's ready to go sit there and
disobey her mother, leave her grandmother bloodied on the table, and go look for Michael Myers. That's what she
did.
did.
Make sure that this doesn't happen again. So I need to make sure that this motherfucker is dead.
What was she going to do? All she did was slice that man's hand in the last movie. So I don't know why she did something. This time around, she did something. She stabbed him twice or 3 times this time around.
As much as I love Karen, Allison did more than sit there. I have your mask and run and chase him and play bait. And then she didn't play bait good enough. She sat there.
Karen shot him. Allison and Karen would have been dead if she didn't do that.
No, she should have sat there and held her daughter's hand. Because
this is ageism, and I'm not feeling this.
It's not ageism. How's it ageism? I won't look. If I'm sitting there if somebody done broke my leg in half, I'm be like, "Where's my mother? Where's my mama?"
And she should have like, "I told you to stay your ass in this hospital."
And I would have let
Virginia. We can have that discussion while you're holding my hand.
While you holding my hand.
While you're holding my hand.
Yeah, listen, I agree. I agree. It was dumb for her to go upstairs, but I still think this would not have happened had Allison stayed at the hospital. It just wouldn't have happened.
Speaking of Allison,
I think the problem is y'all are having a discussion over having a black upbringing explaining white people's decisions.
There you go. Perfect. That's great. Exactly.
Because you know how it would work with your mom.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is.
But it's a good point to bring up because Michael is doing what people in Haddonfield were doing. They pretty much sat there and was like, "Oh, Allison, you dumb bitch." And she got tired of that. And I kind of felt a lot of people didn't like her character in this, but I kind of felt that it's like she was just like, look, she was on the brink of being turned evil too. Like Lori, Corey, and Allison was all on the trajectory to go to like be completely evil, but
step into the dark side, baby. Let's go.
Because
you know what?
Oh, Karen, rest in peace.
Oh, God.
You deserve better. That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that.
He wore her ass out. He hated her ass.
Laundry said she got extra stabs for spitting his back.
Yo.
Oh, well, I can see that.
I mean, I did like Allison. Like, it was like, again, I understand Allison a little bit in this movie, but just again, how some of the decisions she was making was bothering me. But I do get that she finally found somebody that she can relate to with and kind of just have this connection with. Like, I get it, but I just didn't appreciate how she was speaking to Lori, because if Lori if Lori didn't want you to be happy, she would never introduce you to Corey in the first place.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean? She introduced you because she literally thought this guy was going to be good for you. She wanted to see her granddaughter happy. And it turns out that this motherfucker wanted to be possessed by evil. So Lori was like, you ain't doing it with my granddaughter. I can get you help. I want to help you, but you got to get away from Allison. And here comes Corey. I don't want to.
Even that was a lot. I'll help you.
That's the toxic mantra. If nobody can have her, if I can't have her, then nobody will. Like, that should have been his point, but Laura should have came out her back pocket with her gun and blasted him in his damn head. But we don't.
You know what? I would have lived if Lori would have came off that chair that she was going back and forth in. She would have pulled a knife out her back and was like, "Well, I tried to tell you."
That should have been the first fight. The first little mini fight should have been right at that moment.
She should have pulled this out like, "Well, I tried to tell you."
Baby, the way I would have screamed.
And she should have ran up on Corey like, "Yo."
Especially if it was covered in blood just like that. Because Lori, who did you kill before this? Before you threatened me? Now I have more questions.
Quick question. Did he do the Michael Myers standing in the window thing after he met Michael, or was it before?
It was after he met Michael.
So Lori knew then, Lori knew like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. He's been turned. I can't save his ass. I have to sit there and look after my granddaughter. So
I'm still stuck on Bobby pulling that damn knife out. Yeah.
But he's right. That's
Know to
the
live, you know, because at this point, Lori she has no fucks given. Like she's living her best life at this moment, and she just has low tolerance for people's bullshit. So,
right.
Yeah.
You know, and that would have been a path of destruction. If she would have went that route, they would have got her ass out of here. They'd be like, she'd have turned evil. She's irredeemable. And to y'all point, though, the thing that made me mad about Allison, there was one part where I was like, okay, she needs to die. When she did come in and saw Laurie standing over the body, why would she kill?
Right. And the mask was right next to him.
That's what I would have picked up on. But I would have picked up on some shit earlier, because what killed me was when he asked her, he kept asking her questions about her encounter with Michael Myers. To me, being somebody who lost both my parents to that motherfucker, and I'm trying to deal, your obsession with this shit is a red flag. It's not even a red flag. It's one of them big ass red banners where you gotta sit there. You know they do the sidelines of football games and shit. It's just like that, like, you know, like. And she was like, "Oh," he was like, "Well, did he look into your eyes when he came across you?" And she's like, yeah, kind of. You should have probably." I'm like, no. Like, baby, I need some dick right now. And you're doing the most. You're killing the mood right now. And that's why I was like, as much as I loved her and she saw somebody in it, like when he started asking those type of questions, it should have been like, oh, now you know what?
But I think like she was just so far gone, she didn't care. Like she knew he was broken just from the rumors in town.
Yeah,
no different than no one acknowledged that she was dating like a 40-year-old cop. Like,
right?
Nothing against age gap relationships, but like.
I got something against that one.
He was, but it's not even an age thing. It's just the fact of how he was treating her. It was kind of creepy at the same time, because it's like he sat there and pulled her over, scaring the fuck out of her. And like, I haven't heard from you in a minute, so you know, like
she was shaking at the table when he got in her face. She was shaking and shit. Yeah. Like that's something that was going on while they were together. It troubles me that she's only known him 2 or 3 days and she's willing to just run away with him, not believe her grandmother over him. I just was not getting it.
On the run.
Date, you said I killed someone and she didn't flinch.
Right. She didn't.
Right.
Because maybe in her head, she just think that he's talking about the little boy.
Right.
Oh, you know? That's what I know. That's something that you already know. That's something that you already know.
I know. I love you more.
Do it again.
Hit me one more time.
That was, at first, I mean, I knew what he was meaning, but I think from her standpoint, it was like, let's reintroduce ourselves. This is my darkness. I killed somebody, you know?
Yeah.
Like, no, girl, he really did kill somebody. Like, if I was a friend, like, no, girl, he really did kill somebody. Like,
he got blood on his hands currently. He just did this like 15 minutes ago.
Currently.
Well, let's talk about some of the kills in this movie. Some of them were great. Most of them were done by Corey instead of Michael.
9.
Yeah, you said 9.
9. I counted.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't even 9. My favorite kill is between 2. But I guess I would have to stick with the DJ at the radio tower, the way that he did it. But I also like the blowtorch to the mouth too. That one kid. That was gruesome. But what were some of your favorite kills?
Aside from Michael Myers, because obviously that kill was exceptional. Maybe the little kid, because it just shocked me so much.
Okay. Poor little Jeremy.
If the film could have kept up that brutality with every kill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they cut away from a few of them.
Yeah.
The DJ and the tongue get some more love down there.
Right. I love the DJ and the tongue and the girl that got run over twice. And Corey's strong as shit too, because the girl that got ran over and she had the gate on top of her. And then when he went back to her and stumped her fucking face in. So I'm like, so you're that strong too? Like, Michael, okay, Corey. Like, whatever, you got the strength. I mean, I guess it's the math.
Force would you need to use to actually do that?
Yeah.
Like,
The
He had
ground,
the mask on, so I don't know. I don't know.
not only that, but the fact that she was like drugged a couple of times, she probably softened up a little bit.
Oh, not tenderizing the meat.
Tenderizing the meat. Yeah, it's like, oh,
To me, those are the satisfying ones. Them 4 kids getting it were the satisfying
were-
kills. For
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I I hated them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It seemed like everybody in the movie asked for what they get.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I also wanted Lindsay to somewhat die. All right, so I like Lindsay. Hear me out.
Mark's face.
I liked her, but they only brought her back because she did such a great job in kills. But she was just literally hanging around with her tarot cards, and that was really it. And then they did the little homage to that, which I seen recently. I didn't even catch that before until I seen a meme that the housewives when she's pulling the mom back. I'm just like, oh shit. So I forgot she was a part of that. So that was cute. But I wanted, because Lindsay's scene in Halloween Kills was one of the most I think it was one of the best scenes in that movie. It was intense, it was suspenseful, and I wanted to see something similar like that in this movie, but this time she dies, because in Halloween movies I always say that if you survive the first one, if you come back for the second movie, you're going to die in that second one. Michael will let you go that first time. That second time, he's going to get your ass. And I kind of wanted that with Lindsay. Maybe I wanted to see maybe a good chase scene with her, maybe in the bar that she's in, and she put up a good fight, and then she's let go.
I actually thought that the girl in the when the trailer was going real fast, I actually thought that was Lindsay up under that grate. That's what I thought it was. I was like, so
yeah, I really didn't like how any returning characters was relegated to just an appearance, not even contributing.
They didn't know what to do with them. Yeah, Julian. They didn't know. When we seen Julian at the end, I did smile.
I actually cheered.
Yeah, I was like, oh, look at Julian.
They couldn't give him one line.
They had no time. They're like, look, we are at 2 hours. Come on, we got.
Or they were probably like, everybody was pissed off at his character. They was mad that he came back in the second movie. We're gonna acknowledge him this time. We don't want to make anybody more mad than they already are.
Julian was one of the best parts in 2018. I think he was great.
People were mad in the movie.
Yeah, they was pissed off.
Why?
Because he ruined the movie.
Because it was like, all right, so I did agree with this part to a certain extent. When there's a scene happening when somebody's being killed and it's supposed to be intense and you got comedy thrown in there, it takes you out of it. So when Vicky was being killed, you no longer really felt for her because you were laughing at what Julian said as Vicky was being killed. So it took away from that moment when Vicky was being killed, and you're just like, all right, you're busy laughing. And when she's dead, it's like, oh shit, she died. I didn't realize. So it was just bad timing on when, but I still enjoy him. I like Julian a lot.
I do too.
Yeah.
Where were his parents again?
Right.
Not in the morning.
I convinced that this boy lived by himself.
Yeah.
He emancipated.
Right. He got a full mortgage.
Okay. Damn, already? They got him working early like that in Haddonfield?
Haddonfield's rough, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
When
it's
they
a killer
killed
community.
Lindsay, if they had did it like this for the death you're talking about, Bobby, if they had put like a shot glass in her mouth and then smack her jaw or something, bruh, oh my god, and then the glass just breaks. Yummy, delicious.
They could have done something because she hit the tarot cards and she was reading. She could have done something when she's like reading somebody's shit at the bar when they're closing up, and then somehow Michael or Corey rolled up in there, and it so happens that she got like the death card or something, and then it could have alluded to a scene of her being killed based off of that. They could have done something so decent.
Yeah, like if Corey was coming back for the mom.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Great.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. That would have been so dope. Kill both of them.
And then when her body falls. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mark.
No, I'd have been mad, but okay.
I would have been mad too, but I like, where there's, stakes, and I like when, somebody gotta go. As long as it's a good death, I'm okay with it. It better not be like a cheap version. Like I don't want like a Rachel death in Halloween 5. I don't want that.
That was cheap.
That was real cheap. Like if you're gonna kill Lindsay off, have her have a nice full scene and make us satisfied with it. Yes, sad, but satisfied.
She might have a LL kind of contract or a Ice Cube contract where she don't get killed.
Oh.
What other movies are you in?
I love how I love Kyle Richards.
When
I
is
love
Lindsay,
Kyle
when
Richards.
is Lindsay Wallace ever coming back to the Halloween franchise? after
She
this?
went in there. I'm Lindsay Wallace. I'm a housewife. You are not gonna kill me.
Okay.
In this movie.
That's
We'll
what I
see.
know.
We'll see if her co-star Sutton Stratton survives Chucky ass this season. Chucky,
Oh, right.
I bet your ass is gonna get sliced.
Oh yeah, Chucky would got her out of here quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, do you guys think Haddonfield, it's just going to be peaceful with obviously with regular shit going on, but
no,
or is there going to be darkness still there?
There's going to be darkness still there, and this is where I feel like they could have done a series. If they don't do the other movies, maybe a lot of people don't like it, but maybe they could do a series based on the events that's happening in Haddonfield. Give us fresh stories, you know what I mean? That's happening in Haddonfield. Instead, and obviously talk about Michael Myers. He's dead, but you can still talk about him because he created this shit. You know, he left a huge footprint in Haddonfield, so you can still talk about him and Laurie Strode, but have different things happening in Haddonfield and give us fresh stories, new stories, and I would be okay with that. You know, maybe even have Jamie pop up with John from H2O. I mean, it would be weird because there are different timelines, but you know.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe it's someone just remakes the Thorn trilogy and have Halloween 4 be canon, and then pick back up with Jamie, because we all know Danielle Harris would do it.
She wants to. She said it on her podcast. She said she has an idea and everything, so she wants to do it.
Oh,
she even said it on the red carpet. In the red carpet, Scout was just like, "Yeah, this is the end," and Danielle was like, "This is not the end. This is not the end. We're gonna, because she wants to come back."
Could you imagine that fight scene between her and Michael now, as she's grown and she's been in other horror movies where you see like what she can do?
Danielle been thrown around and hatchet. She could be thrown around. Literally,
this
she's been
would
thrown
be
against
a good
trees.
opportunity for Corey, because then the height thing would happen.
Question. I don't know if y'all touched on it yet, but when Laurie put Michael in it, what the thing called?
We didn't get there yet. Yeah, we didn't get there yet. So actually, let's talk about this final scene. The battle. How did you guys feel about this battle? Because this is what we all been waiting for. Again, when we got Corey versus Laurie in the beginning, when she faked the whole suicide and she smashed the pump. Well, she shot the pumpkin. She shot Corey down and kind of had her moment with him. And then Michael ends up in the house and gets his mask back, kills Corey, takes his knife, and now he's looking for Laurie. This is when I'm like, all right, here we go. We're finally here. And I was getting excited again. But what did you guys think about it? Because I already know how I felt, but
I loved it.
Okay.
Because I like how it wasn't like actually it wasn't expected. It was just a matter of he thought he was gonna creep up on her. But he like you said, he wasn't trying to get her. He wanted his mask back. She just happened to be in the house. But he was like, I sent somebody in this house, and I don't know who it is, but I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna kill whoever's in here so I can go leave. But the smartest thing she did was she hid in that closet, and then she put the microwave on, like, and timed it right. When that microwave went off, he turned his head. She came out. Whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Fuck his ass up.
Yes.
He was off his game then.
Yeah, he was.
You ain't lying.
Right, what about you? How did you feel about this whole moment? What was your favorite parts in this whole battle?
The knitting needles. I love that they brought them back.
Yes!
I thought that was so brilliant.
Yes.
It was so dope. Like Mike, like Mark just said, when she timed everything, it's like she didn't even have the house like Jimmy rigged and everything, but she still used everything to her element. And if she had slipped once, we wouldn't have gotten a survival out of her. It felt earned because he was grabbing her like she actually had to work to survive. So I was pleased.
That knitting needle scene, I was really going off. I was like, she's doing it again, and she tried to get him in the neck. But then she turned it around. I mean, he turned it around on her, and he was like, and I was like, oh my god, like this is insane. So good.
Suspense.
It's funny because it seemed like he did it like when she swung it. He like, not today, bitch, and he sat there.
He was done with that shit.
Right. What about you, Greg?
I mean, I thought it was cool. Like, to just see her understand her power, right? Like she
Right.
goes through that whole rouge of I'm going to kill myself because she already knows he's there. We already saw that she can sense him from outside. So it was cool that we go through that. Although we kind of knew in the trailers how that was going to go down. And then to watch the fight scene, the way it kicked off was cool. I'm not really sure how I felt about like she also like faked the suicide and then she was ready to die with Michael. So like I was like, well, you just said you weren't going to quit, and now you're like, oh, if this happens, okay, I'm okay with it. So I didn't like that one part of the fight.
Okay.
Other than that, I loved it.
I think the reason why she said it was like, you gonna have to earn my death, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go out on my own. I'm not gonna go out by my own hand. You're gonna have to take me out, motherfucker. Like, you know, but I best believe if you take me out, I'm taking your ass down with me tonight. So
yeah.
She was hard.
You're right. I mean, there's a little inconsistency with his hand being split and then like her having that bruise. It was like he was that powerful, but he was still pinned.
He hated her ass.
Listen. What about you, Mike?
I like the fake out. It reminded me of like shit she would have taught Karen, because Karen did a fake out as well.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand why Corey took the mask off after he fell at the bottom of the steps. That confused me a little bit.
Because he wasn't worthy. He wasn't worthy of it. It wasn't his to be. It wasn't his to behave. I guess he was like, "Yo, it's not. I'm not Michael."
Yeah.
You know, because he probably thought that she was ready for Michael, but in truth, in actuality, she was ready for his ass. So
yeah, I did enjoy the fight. My favorite part, literally, is when she straddles him on the island, because it was almost like she was a predator and she was about to devour him. The way she just sealed him to the island, flipped the fridge over on his leg. It just felt.
I went off on that part. I said, "Yes, take him out." Smash that fridge. But she, like, who thinks about the refrigerator? She literally just hopped on the fridge and just knocked it on his ass. I live.
Then she grabbed a skillet, and I was like, "Yes, you better utilize."
Yes, and she forced the fucking knives in. I was like her, the way her brain works, it's like maybe she had this planned out in her head in some way, but
just in case.
Yeah,
I think that's definitely where the survivalist training kicked in.
Yeah, yes. Laundry Day said, "Why was Frank the only cop that got the suicide call?"
I don't think I don't think Frank's on a force because he showed up. He was in a suit. And I think that what happened was that she called him. She didn't call the police station, she called him. And because she knew that he was gonna come running.
Yeah.
And that, you know, he would know probably like, you know, what to do, like, yeah, bring the motherfuckers over here. But I'm calling you first because it prolongs a little bit of time, because she'd have called the cops. They'd have sent somebody right on over there.
Yep.
But she did that call.
Locked the door.
Right.
Are you sure about that? Because if Laurie Strode's calling the cops, like, a lot of people are going to die. Like, Haddonfield's got to know that by now.
Maybe that's why she said suicide. Maybe that's why she said suicide instead of giving an actual reason why, or the real reason why she was calling them.
But because notice the fire department didn't show up. Not one truck.
I think she's trying to. Maybe she's trying to do like a dual thing, right? Because like she's thinking really high level. Like it's like she wants to get the police involved, but she at the same time wants to trick the person she knows is eavesdropping on her. So it's like she did that all with one line with the suicide thing.
Because Corey probably thinking like, oh, she's in her last moments of life, and I'm gonna just walk in on her and just, you know, take her life what she does it. And then she was like, boom. And that's why he was like, did she really just kill herself?
Right.
And he was like,
is this bitch for real?
Did you actually think I was gonna sit there and kill myself? Blam. Right. I was like, get his ass, because I knew
motherfucker. Yes.
Man, and like y'all said earlier, when she dragged his hair, like she was
I'm just thinking about it. I just love. And she said, and then she shot the rounds into the wall. She was like, "Bitch, I don't need this. Let's go." And she said, "If you're gonna kill me, do it." And I'm just like, "Let's do it. Let's go, Larry. Let's go." And then also another favorite part of mine is when she's on top of him and she gets the knife and how she's like looking at the fucking knife. It's kind of like I got you where I want. I got you. And she stabs him on the side and she's like bleeding him out. She does the neck and just so good.
Then she took the mask off. What she did, I want to see your fucking face. I want to see who the fuck you are. And then she sat there and sliced his neck and all this shit. And then when he grabbed her ass, I was like, God damn it. And then I said, he finna take her with him.
Yes, because you start seeing the flashes. When you start seeing the flashes, I'm like, no, they're both about to go.
Yup. How much you want to bet there's an alternate ending somewhere? Yeah.
You guys saying that right now just made me think like she went for all major arteries.
Yeah.
She wasn't just killing to kill.
She knew that wasn't Mike. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she knew that was Corey Arbitrary. She knew that was Corey.
Oh yeah, she was ready for his ass.
Yeah, she was tired of him.
And then I think she should have been extra fucking his ass up. The fact that you went and got this motherfucker's mask. Okay, you really want to die tonight? You really want to die tonight? Okay, let me go ahead and.
He wanted to take it there, but he wanted to take his own self out because it could have been worse. Lori probably was going to fuck him up even more.
The way she did Michael.
I was mad when he stabbed himself in the neck. Like I told you, if nobody can have her, I'm like, no, Lori, don't let him do this. Don't let him set you up like that, girl.
I guess this movie shows us that people can survive that type of injury.
I mean, Linda survived. So
is that her name?
Old girl, light bulb girl.
Yeah.
Linda.
Oh yeah, she sure did.
But wait, hold up a minute. One thing about them taking the mask off, did y'all also get vibes like they're trying to make sure that the H2O thing is like
that's what it was.
Right.
That's why I was like at the last scene with him. I was like, Lori sat there and said, yo, we're not finna do this.
No. We're gonna make sure he's dead. And even when Allison came up in here and she's like, he's not dead enough. And they did the whole fucking thing and chopped his ass the fuck, grinded him up. Grinded his ass up. There's no reason for him to come back. There's no way. And that's if they go with Michael's idea and talking about fucking blood transferring into
that was a joke. Oh my god.
And then we'll go to fucking Jason Goes to Hell route or something. I don't know. And that's when it gets real weird again.
I was actually scared that he was gonna grab her leg and pull her ass down with him.
Yeah,
I was like,
I thought the same.
If they had
happened, what if that happened? We would have been salty. Well, she get this this strong moment. She's walking up there slow motion, and then he wakes up and just grab her ass down there with her. I would have been
pissed. Like, let me tell you something. I thought it was going to happen, though. I thought it was going to happen. I said the same damn thing. He's going to grab her ass. But the thing is, man, I'm happy they did because, like we said, Lori deserved everything that she got in this final moment. She deserved it. So, and some dick.
I know I'm late, but did you see Michael get stronger the moment he killed someone in that tunnel? Yes, but there again, I feel like that was just a plot hole for me because obviously he was killing other people and he wasn't getting the shivers like that. But whatever.
He made this
a good kill. Shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like. Like, whoa, shit! Whoa, that's some good shit right here. Whoa, I ain't here.
It was just so weird to me to see Michael like this. I don't know. It's just like they made him this. I don't know. It was just so odd. It was very odd. It
kind of reminds me of when Robert Englund's idea for the final Freddy Krueger movie he wanted to do, where it was him being like old and decrepit, and they come there beating his ass and stuff like that, and but him gaining power after his first kill. I kind of saw a lot of shit. I don't know if Bobby, you got through Taking Shape 2 yet, but I saw a lot of shit they pulled from some earlier scripts they used in this movie. So
okay, yeah, I haven't gotten too far in it yet, but I'll get there. Yeah, guys, this movie, even though I sound excited, but I'm only excited about the last part of this movie. Everything else, again, is just, I'm gonna say this again. I like Corey. I like him being developed. It just wasn't fit. It just didn't fit for me as the last Halloween movie. It shouldn't have been the last Halloween movie. This should have been something totally different. I appreciate they gave us something new and fresh and different. I can see that. But for this final movie, it shouldn't have been it for me.
I think I'm sticking to that's why they did it.
Yeah.
It's because no one's going to make another Halloween film for a while.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
But I
everyone's
don't
gonna be like,
know. You don't know that.
I
You don't
I
know.
actually enjoyed the movie, y'all. I really enjoyed it. I but like Ray just said, Malika Cod, his dad Mustafa was like, Michael never died, so they gonna find a way to bring his ass back if there can be another reboot or something like that. Like we say this on a regular basis here, is that Michael, Freddy, Jason, Pinhead, Leatherface, they are our this generation on this panel's universal monsters. You know how many mommy movies there are out there. You know how many Dracula movies, Frankenstein movies, stuff like that. And they're gonna just find a way to reinvent each
Yeah.
character in its own time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why, like, I know we're going to get another Halloween movie, not obviously related to this, but I know we're going to get another Halloween movie just because, again, they make so much money off of it. Like you said, Malika Khan said that Michael Myers never died. That's why they keep doing these. But again, it's just everything that we got from 1978 leading up to this. I just don't like it. I was feeling I was feeling this timeline until we got to ends, and that's all I'm gonna say. And I was a little disappointed. Again, Season of the Witch, I know that was the inspiration. I get it. I get those vibes. I get that they were trying to go that route. But again, for the last fucking Halloween movie, why we have to go there? Why? Why? I wanted just to feel, I don't know. I'm just being weird because I had the feels with 2018. Like I was excited in the theater watching that. I was telling Mike this. I didn't have to think too much. I was simply just enjoying the movie. Halloween Kills, definitely. I was just simply just enjoying the movie, having a good fucking time. In this movie, I found myself saying, "Huh? What?" I was sucking my teeth so many times, and I'm just like, "Why am I doing this?" And I'm just like, "Okay." And I watched it again on Peacock, and I liked it a little bit better. But I just, yeah.
It wasn't a
It was
love story to Michael. It just wasn't that, and I think that's what pretty much everybody was expecting it to be. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed that they took a risk. It was something different. I like the Corey idea. There are some things I wish they didn't do, but I still enjoyed the movie. I wish Corey was still alive. Allison can stay gone. That's fine too. It almost presents it like this isn't Michael Myers' story as a whole. It's Laurie's story from beginning to end through all the movies. So they don't need to really focus on Michael as much.
It should be both their stories though, because given what happened in Kills, and there's so many opportunities where they could talk about why he's the way he is, or talk about why he keeps evolving and explore that while also still giving us the Laurie that we got in this one, versus us going against talking about Corey and his shit.
You'd have to do the curse.
I think that is probably why John Carpenter's involvement in this trilogy, because he said one of his biggest regrets is to sit there and give an explanation behind his damn man, like they were brother and sister with Halloween 2. And I think he just wanted him to be just remain like this force of nature and not explain why he's doing the things he's doing, because he's more frightening that way. You just know that, oh, this motherfucker that took 3 stabs in the chest and he's still choking me out right now. So I think that's one of the reasons why. But this goes to what I always used to say about people saying like, John Carpenter didn't like that. We get it. I was like, yeah, but it gave a reason as to why we keep seeing these two face each other. Outside of like, oh, you were just a random person he came across, he fixated on and stuff like that, and this has nothing to do with you. And I think that's what a lot of people don't want to say because one of the reasons why they like that movie, they don't like the movie or this trilogy, is because they were like, oh well, it's pointless. But I'm like, this is just John Carpenter through a conduit saying like, I didn't like the fact I made them brother and sister.
Well, I'm always about Michael Myers killing at random. I'm fine with the mystery. I don't need explanation for things. But in Halloween Ends, I mean, they probably didn't have to explain everything, but they could have focused a little bit just somehow more on them two rather than Corey. Like, they don't have to explain why he's evil. They didn't have to do that. But they could have done something else rather than this. Yes, they took a risk. Wrong movie to do it in. I feel like it should have been a different movie, not the end of this trilogy. I just
No, I get you. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I feel like how like Bobby does about this, and I would even go a step further just to say the movie just didn't work for me overall. I think that if it would have been maybe executed differently, especially the romance between Allison and Corey, if they had pulled that out and then maybe use that space to do something different, I don't know what quite yet, then maybe I would feel different. But it just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
What
about you? Oh yeah, Shanice said. Well, what did she say?
She said she just finished watching it. And...
Oh yeah, she was texting me, and I was just like, I'm not gonna. My friend Jose said he just hated it. He was supposed to join us tonight, but he said hated it. Side eye.
Have you seen people say it's the worst horror movie they've ever seen?
Okay,
yeah,
now that's extreme.
I just think people trying to be cute and get likes and stuff like that, and it's so obvious, and I'm so over them.
Yeah, I ignore people like that.
Me too.
But what about you, Gray? How did you feel about this movie overall?
Gray said it. No, let me say.
I think in our discussion has swayed me that I might like the film.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm not.
So originally you didn't, but after talking, you.
Yeah, when I left the theater, I was like, man, they fucked up. I was like, I was like, I want to tweet about this, but I don't want to ruin other people's opinion. But I was like, people ask me personally, I was like, you don't need to go to theater. Like, that's what I was telling people. But now that Ryan has piqued my interest, I want to see if I can make this through line happen. And I do like the aspect of like it is the 40th anniversary of Season of the Witch, and we're getting a version of Season of the Witch. Could have been better. That's all I'm saying. I need to watch the film again.
Yeah,
I think I might be. I'm on the fence.
If they would have really went there, they should have went with all of our theories and say that this mask has something to do with a Silver Shamrock situation.
Exactly.
Then that would have been a great, that would
have been sexy.
Diane. Yeah. Because I think I'm starting to get it. Like, if Michael doesn't have a home to go to and he already has his mask, he doesn't really have a reason to kill. And it's like, it makes me think, is Michael Myers just autistic? And he happens to be killing people because he doesn't have his comfort things. But that's a far-fetched theory.
Yeah.
I just think that they were so caught on trying to make him an ordinary person. Like Taymon said earlier, they missed plenty of opportunities just to make him supernatural. I mean, I prefer supernatural Michael Myers because that would, like Taymon said earlier, that would explain so much without us having to like think about it. It was like this motherfucker is just
I think that's my biggest problem too, is because to go back is like, again, they didn't know what they wanted to do. I feel like they wanted to make him supernatural after Halloween Kills, and they just didn't know how to do it. So they went with this, and Halloween Ends.
And to your point, you were talking about that whole speech Laurie was giving at the end of the movie, which sets it up to make it seem like he's going to be like Super Shredder or some shit, and he can't be killed.
Listen, she was just saying you cannot beat this man with brute force, and she just was going on and on, like making it seem like, Super fucking Shredder. He's invincible. He's indestructible. And then we see him in the fucking sewer, like it's just,
so we needed something to connect those.
Because in real life, there was a separate plan for Ends, but they decided that Laurie couldn't do the fight that we wanted her to do with 3 stab wounds in her stomach. So they changed it and aged it 4 years. So like everyone's healed. So we may have gotten something different if the original Halloween Ends was just going to take place on the same night as well. So it'd be like day, night, dawn.
Right. Yeah. That would have been so much better for a trilogy for all this. Because I'm gonna be honest, one of the things I didn't like about the movie was the time jump, because it was jarring. It's like you left us with a cliffhanger and then you jump 4 years later and everybody's moved on. It's like, honey, we still trying to deal off after Karen's death.
It's the same night. I mean, it would be interesting if all 3 of them took place the same exact night.
I was hoping for that. I was really hoping for like a trilogy all in one night. That would have been epic.
Yeah, 40th
one big ass long night. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, well, we had our thoughts. I mean, there were some quick moments that I enjoyed. Obviously, we get a little picture of Linda and Annie and Lori in the, on the little frame there. That was exciting to see. Nick Castle's, the original Michael Myers cameo. See anything you like was a fun moment to see. Lori twirling her hair, which as she always did in the first movie. She did it in the first movie.
Yeah.
She did it even in the second one. So that was like something that I like to see Jamie Lee Curtis do, because she know that that's what her character does. But did you guys pick up on anything like Easter eggs and stuff like that that we might have missed?
The whole sewer scene reminded me. I hate to bring this up. It reminded me of Halloween Resurrection, because that's where Michael was hiding it and supposed to be hiding it up under his house. That was the only Easter egg I get. I was like, oh,
Okay.
They brought in Halloween Resurrection somehow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The queuing up of "Don't Fear the Reaper," which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I just threw my pen at the floor, but
Because that was, y'all know, I love that damn
Yeah.
song.
I was playing it all day this morning, and last night when I got off with you, Mike, I played it again. Because, all right, so at that end, you know how in the first Halloween you see the different shots where all the places Michael has been, and they did it in this one in Laurie's house, and then you see the mask on the table, and then when they played "Don't Fear the Reaper," I was just like, "Fuck yes, this is great." The movie sucked, but this is great.
Look, this is a cherry on top of a shit sundae, but I'll take what I
there
can
you go.
Wow.
So they did some things right, but ratings, guys, what would y'all give this out of 5? 5 stars. 5.
Can I start actually?
Yeah, go for it.
Because before this, I probably would have gave it like a 1 or a 2. But I think something like Gray is saying, there's something about this discussion that is shedding lights on things I wasn't really thinking about. So I actually would maybe bump it up to a 2.5 or a 3, maybe. Because even before coming into it, it wasn't irredeemable to me. Like, there were things, I want to be clear. Like, I think the concept, like I said at the top of this, is dope. I just think I didn't appreciate the execution, and I didn't appreciate all the experimenting at the end of it. I think that was my biggest gripe. So maybe a 3, and maybe I'll feel different once I go and sit down and watch everything from 78 to this. Maybe I'll feel different.
That'd be a cool watch
receptive.
party.
Let's do it if y'all have time.
Look,
Let's
I
go.
do it, child. I get my little green and my little white. It's all no. No, but yeah, we could do it.
Okay. What about you, Gray?
I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay.
I will probably watch it again tomorrow. I think that, like Ryan's saying, there's something I just didn't appreciate the first time that I'm coming around to after hanging out with you all. So,
okay,
I don't think it's ever going to be a 4, but
no, definitely not. Mark.
Well, I'm gonna be that one person and give it that 4, because that's what my letterbox rating was. I'll explain on a later date.
Don't capture that, Michael. Stop.
That's a later date.
I'm explaining on a later date because I don't want to just take over, because that's a lot. But I give it a 4. So
watch it again. Michael.
I'm with you, Mark. I enjoyed the movie. So I want to give it a 4, but there's so many things that I felt were left unanswered for me and things that could have changed. So I'm going to give it a 3.5. But I might like it the most out of the 3 movies in the trilogy.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I can respect that, and I can see that as well. For me, I gave it a 2.5. It actually originally got a 1.5, but I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a 2.5 after watching it again. I said I enjoyed it a little bit more, and that's where it's staying for now. 2.5. It ain't going anywhere. It's staying there. Again, this discussion, it does help a little bit, but I just can't ignore the fact how this movie turned out, and it wasn't. Maybe I was expecting too much, but whatever. I still enjoy Kills more than this one, honestly. If I want to go back for a fun time, I'm more put on Kills.
Yeah.
Even 2018. This one is just, I have to be in the mood to maybe watch this. And if I am going to watch it, I'm just going to skip to the last act.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
I like Corey's story, but it's not
Ryan's
Halloween. It's not Halloween. I feel like
I'm just saying.
a lot of people want a Halloween movie, but don't want a Halloween movie. From what I'm seeing on Twitter and stuff, excuse my dogs, everybody, but from what I'm seeing on Twitter, everybody's saying that it's new and fresh, and I get it, but it seems like y'all don't want y'all want a Halloween movie, but y'all don't want what makes Halloween.
Michael Myers.
Y'all don't want it. You know what I mean? I that's how I'm looking at it.
I look at I take the same sentiment, but I flip it. But I explain again later.
Okay. Flip it and reverse it, honey.
Yes, put that thing down.
Real quick, do you think that the incest situation is a callback to Curse of Michael Myers?
Could
The what?
Oh, the
Could be.
mother.
Do with Corey.
Yeah, that's the explanation I need. Fuck the mask and everything else.
That was
How
good.
long was he being abused? And like his stepdad or whatever is just like cool with it.
Just ill, also. Just ill.
Yeah.
I felt so
All
bad.
he got was
for
a
Corey.
motorcycle. Macaulay Culkin got better.
And to Ryan's point, we don't know what the deal was with Michael in the first movie before the events of the intro to the movie. We don't know what his childhood was like.
Is that an opportunity for them to continue this series? Or do we not want to see that? Does that demystify the
I think
boogeyman?
leave him dead. I really don't need to see Michael again for a while. At least 10, 15 years. I'm good.
I said that. I said as much as I love I said the same thing. As much as I love Halloween in this franchise, I'm tired. So I'll see Michael Myers in another 10 years or so. But right now, give us somebody else.
Let him breathe.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm fine with what we got right here.
We got Chucky.
Let me stop. I like Chucky, but
hold up.
And
no, I love Chucky.
Oh, okay.
No, I love Chucky.
Is that a real statement, Bobby?
Right. Blink twice if you're in danger. You know what?
At least he's still doing spells. He still got the same shtick. I'll give him that.
Now y'all know me. I don't. We're gonna. But we're gonna leave it alone. But yeah.
So did everybody give their rating? Mark, did you said you gave 4, and Mike, you said 3.5.
I'm gonna put it 3.75 actually, but yeah.
Ciao.
Not you sliding up and down this scale. What is happening right now?
This was me doing the rankings of all the movies after I watched it too. I was changing it 3, 4, 5 times because it's just.
This is why I don't like ranking movies immediately after I watch them. I think it's pointless because your idea is going to change, and it's like I think people do that to get clout.
I don't think. Hold up. Let me say something to that real quick. I think that you're allowed to change your opinion. I think people are smart enough to understand that, like, the movie just came out yesterday, and the way that you feel about the movie after seeing it is going to metamorphosize over time. And I'm only saying that because I don't mind ranking right after. I do it all the time, and I don't just do it for clout. It's just I actually want to say what I feel about it as a snapshot in time.
Yeah. So. Well, I think it's like ranking is like we're all doing right. We're technically ranking it right now, but I'm talking about like saying like, oh, it's Halloween Resurrection is way better than I'm gonna put this on the scale right now to say that Halloween Resurrection is way better than Halloween Ends. It just seems like somebody's trying to get attention.
Oh well, with that, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Again,
okay,
but then again, you never know because that movie might mean something personal to them. You know what I mean? So it's hard because let's bring up Michael and Troll too. You know, he loves that movie too much. He thinks it's the best movie in the world. But you know what? That movie's horrible.
That's the soul stuff, baby.
But we can't deny that it's a fun movie. It's a good time.
Don't get me right.
So that's the way about Resurrection. Again, everybody hates fucking Halloween Kills. I love that movie.
I love it.
It ranks high on my list.
My thing, I guess what I'm saying is it's not. I guess what I'm saying is that just say that you love Halloween Resurrection. Just say you love that movie. Don't sit there and just because to me when you say you ranking it, you have a following of some sort. It's kind of like you're trying to get a reaction out of somebody. It's kind of like you're trying to invite somebody in to argue with you, and
by
it's like,
putting it to the end.
By putting it to the end, it's like people out there. You know that the movie's polarizing at the moment, so it's like when you do something like that, you're just like, boom.
I mean, I do think
argue.
some people really hate it, but
Yeah.
Bobby stay coming from my. So he laughed at me yesterday when he saw that I have Curse at number 3 out of all the movies.
And that's different because like I
That's
said, a lot of
blasphemous.
Curse was the first but Curse was the first R-rated movie I went to go see. So that was my first Halloween movie I ever saw
me
in
too.
theaters.
Yeah.
So it's like it's gonna hold some type of thing with you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not gonna put the original over Curse because it's just, but I mean, I enjoy Curse. Curse is a good movie to watch for Halloween season. It's not like a go-to movie that you want to watch.
Yeah,
You know,
it's not
like-
horrible. I will say
Right.
that. Like,
And
it's
the
not
same
horrible.
with Resurrection. It's like it's one of those movies that you watch during Halloween season. You just
Oh
don't
yeah.
pick up like,
Maybe.
you know what? I
I don't put on Resurrection. It has to come on TV.
Right.
I have to be flipping through the channels and I'll land on it. I'm
Right.
not putting a disc in my Blu-ray player just to put on Resurrection unless we're reviewing it for the podcast or something. But I ain't just putting it on just to put it on.
Yeah.
Halloween 6, I'll do it only because I feel like Halloween 6 does capture the essence of Halloween a lot.
It does.
And
I
they
watched
have
it today.
Yeah. I mean, I have problems with 6, but it's still, I feel like it's a great movie.
It gives us an amazing final girl.
No, that's what you're trying to. We gotta talk about your final girl choices, sir.
Exactly.
Why run him down like this?
The final
Because
girls
he uses violence all the time.
Wait.
Michael needs to understand that.
Mark, let me warn you, because when we recorded Halloween Ends, I did bring up Sydney.
See, this is a whole other franchise, and he's trying to pick. So this is where I'm gonna have to.
It was a comparison to Lori in this movie, though, and I just the way she emptied her clip and was like, "I'm just throw hands with you right now." I was like, I don't see Sydney doing that at all. She gonna let everybody tire the kill out, and then she gonna fight with them and then shoot them.
You know what? On a truce level, I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that one.
Mm-hmm.
However, the final girl sorority is looking at your application.
Oh Lord.
And they're just trying to figure out they're trying to figure out where to put you right now. So
I'm gonna bring a list. I'm gonna have a list.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess that would conclude this. Some of us liked it and some of us didn't like it. Some of us grew to like it during this discussion, which is pretty cool. A lot of the people in the comments seem to not like the film, which is interesting. And for everybody else that's watching but not writing in the comments, if you can later, let us know your thoughts in the comments later on. I want to know. But yes, I feel like this movie is going to grow on a lot of people in the future. It will not be in my top 4 or 5 ever, but it may grow for me. But it will never reach the top 5 there. So I have to say that. And yeah, I can see this maybe turn it into a show, or even if they kept Corey alive, they could kind of not do another movie, but turn it into a series or something. I see it going that route, and I would be okay with it. But no, I'm good for right now. No more Halloween movies. I'm exhausted. That's all I have to say. But Michael Myers forever though. That's my nigga.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get to a point where we ever just stop bringing back our villains.
No,
we just keep
forever and ever.
Even if it's a reboot or something, he'll come back in some capacity.
My great grandnieces are going to be watching Michael Myers movies, and I'm going to leave them an instruction manual on how they should go through and everything. It's going to be a family heirloom.
I love that you planned that already.
I got to leave a legacy somehow.
Yeah, you got to. Okay, guys, I guess that's it. Until I guess next Halloween movie. I mean, obviously, I'll have you guys on again, and we'll get together again. But as far as discussing Halloween, unless
see you in 10 years.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get the timeline with Jamie Lloyd finally. Who knows?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
She'll be almost 60 by then. No, she's not that old.
She'll be the same age that Jamie Lee Curtis, because when Jamie Lee Curtis did 2018, because I think Danielle Harris is 45 now, and if they do it, she would be 55, obviously.
It's
so
crazy to me.
I know.
Yeah,
When she said she was 45, I was like, what? She was 30 years old when she did Rob Zombie's Halloween. So I'm just like,
playing a teenager.
She
looks
which
great.
is wild.
She pulled a Gabrielle Union.
Yeah.
She can't do that now though.
And a Bianca Lawson.
Damn, that was 15 years
yeah.
ago.
It don't make no damn sense.
Right, time flies.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, would y'all like to plug yourselves before we go? Everybody in the comments would like to know where you're from if they don't know already. So just plug yourselves real quick and then we can bounce.
I'll go first because y'all know my shit is 2 hours later. You can find me on social media at Brother Ghoulish. You can check out my website, www.brotherghoulish.com, especially because my book is coming out in the next couple weeks. So stay tuned.
Yes.
I can't wait.
Let's go.
Yes. I can't wait.
Then that's me. You can find me on social media at Gray himself or Kill the Dead podcast. Maybe one day Gray Matter. Man, I don't even remember the name.
Great.
There's gonna be a Halloween episode. You know what? It's gonna happen.
Yes.
Good. You can find me on Twitter, The Anti-Critic, on Instagram, Marco Estes or Midnight Social Distortion. You can find my podcast, Midnight Social Distortion, and you can also find me and 2 of these other lovely guys on Scream Kings every Wednesdays at 8:00 p.m. Eastern. Y'all know I'm a Central boy. And yeah.
All right.
You can find me on social media at ThackReBinks86, People Under Scares podcast with Bobby, and then Scream Kings with Bobby and Mark and Taymon, who was on earlier. And tomorrow, what's today? Wednesday's episode.
I want to say tomorrow's
Wednesday's episode is our final girl episode. I don't really remember the conversation, but I can only imagine between the 4 of us how that went. So I'm sure it was really shady, but really fun. So next Wednesday at 8.
Okay. Okay. I thought y'all meant People Under the Scares. I was like, wait a minute.
Scream Kings.
Okay.
I'm already getting dragged in the comments from the Halloween one by somebody on there, but we'll talk about it later. Taymon's little friend Cam. I got
he gonna stay coming for you, baby. You should know that.
And I'm gonna keep coming back too. What's up?
You're like, how about that?
You don't want to smoke, honey. I'm stubborn. I'm a bull. I keep going. Let's go. Okay, and obviously you guys know where I'm at because you're watching the channel, and also the People Under the Scares, Scream Kings, the After Tapes, and yeah, you'll occasionally see me chatting it up on Kill the Dead with Gray over here every now and then. Obviously, Mark, I'm still, we're gonna talk. Nice social distortion. And yes, guys, thanks again for everybody that's been watching all these videos from Halloween 1. My guests, Miguel Myers, Joe Lipsit from Horror Queers, Austin Torres from What You Die, Marco Estes, Tyrone, who else? Nightmare on Fear Street, Sheree and Trent, Ryan, Gray, Mike doing Halloween Resurrection, Halloween 6, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, Taymon for doing Rob Zombie Halloween, and Jazz from Girl That's Scary doing Halloween 2018. I did not do Halloween Kills because I did that last year with Mike and Gray, and I'm just y'all can go back and watch that video if y'all want to know our thoughts on Halloween Kills. And yeah, I just want to thank the guests. This was a lot of fun. It was very stressful, but it was a lot of fun.
You made it.
I made it. I did. And
You deserve a drink.
Yes. And thank you guys for just literally like showing up. You know what I mean? Like when I needed y'all literally just like popped up and was like, sure, I'll fucking do it. Like you guys are fucking amazing. And I got y'all back too if y'all ever need anything. So thank you again.
Thanks, Bobby.
Yes, of course. And that's it, y'all. And until next time, this is the end. Halloween ends. We are out of here. Bye-bye.